rolling on you guys.
This is just rolling. So we're starting. Oh my god.
We are now.
Well, hello there. How
Hi.
are you, Miss Cristina Quinones?
I'm great.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
It's been a while, my friend.
First off, thank you for coming to the show.
Of course.
I'm excited to have you on here. Man,
Yeah.
I've known you forever.
I know. It's weird. I don't know why I looked over there. I was like, it's
It's so
No,
weird.
I was telling him, I was like, it's been such a long time. Like, I've known you since I was like a fetus. Like, I was like literally, I think I had met you when I was 13 probably too.
Probably, yeah.
Earlier, because I know that we had met before we actually started really, really working together.
Yeah, like we knew a
We
lot
knew
of the same people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like we
Jinx,
went to the same
jinx.
events too.
Yeah, so we were always running into each other.
The Latin events.
Yeah, the good old Latin
The good
events.
old Latino days.
The Atlanta Latin events.
Oh gosh. Back when they were popping.
Yeah, everybody had a party.
Everybody.
Everybody had a party.
Everybody had an
needed
event.
to be at
That-
these events because it was the
Peachtree
opportunity
Festival.
to break out.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was like, yo, come to my event. You'll be a superstar.
Yeah. Oh my god. You know how many times? You
Come
know
to
how many times I
my
heard that?
event. You'll be a superstar in this
Yo, you're gonna
one.
meet so many people at this event. Da, 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 da. But it's crazy because
But maybe they had a point because look
they
at you
did.
now.
Oh man, but it's been a long time.
It's been a long,
Yeah.
long road.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about how I'm a little weirded out because I haven't seen you in your short hair.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you guys right off the bat. When you talk loud, back away from the mic. When you
It's
talk-
it's
when
so
you talk
hard because I'm
soft,
like I laugh
get
really
closer.
loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a loud talker, so like literally this is
like,
good for
would this be
me.
Yeah.
Good.
So like.
I'm Puerto
just-
Rican,
just
so
if you laugh, like back off to laugh. Like if you just try.
no,
because-
yeah.
Because I'm turning off. Like this, because
Sorry.
You're super loud.
Dead ass.
You're gonna hate when I have Hispanic guests.
Did,
This is-
oh,
this is
that's
how-
what I
this is
mean. It's so
Hispanic talk.
hard because like
It's okay. Just
I had an
It's
interview.
going against my
You gotta move
nature.
in and out. You gotta move in and out.
All right.
It's
Wait,
alright,
is that
keep
gonna
going.
mess? Is that gonna mess the?
No, I didn't stop. No, you're fine.
Oh
still
my
recording?
god.
Oh, well, you know what? This is good for everybody to know because us as Hispanics, we do not know how to be quiet.
No, and I've learned that I don't even know how to whisper. Like
This is my whisper
people
voice.
have always
This is my indoor
yeah
voice.
people have always told me they're like you're so loud. I'm like you should meet my family because it's worse than that. Like everybody is
Yep.
loud as hell, and
Yep.
I'm like I have no regrets about it. It's
Well,
called
maybe that's
Mi Latino.
maybe that's what it is. Is we don't know how to be quiet because everybody's trying to be louder than
That's
the next
literally
person in the house.
I've told my mom that. I'm like the reason why we're so loud is because everybody's fighting to talk over each other all the time because everybody always has a different story. Like one person's talking to another person about this and like
Right.
the other person. And so like growing up, I always feel like I was like I think that's the reason why. But I think it's every like
and also,
Hispanic family that
and
does
also,
that.
I'm pretty sure it has to do with, or a little bit with like, nobody knows where the hell we are most of the time, so we just have
Yeah.
to yell.
Yeah.
Across the living room,
Yeah.
across the street, across the county. It
Exactly.
don't matter. Wherever you are, you're going to be yelled at by a loud Latina mom. But
This
and
is
your mom, and I know
so-
your mom, and I know your mom was loud.
Like I think it's funny because I've been people have been telling me a lot recently like you remind me of your mother, and I'm like oh my god, am I becoming her? Like,
Oh no, it's that phase.
it's that phase as I get older. I'm like 24 now.
Right.
God, I can't believe I'm 24. Like it's so weird to think about.
Way to make me feel old now.
No, you still look the same. You
do
still look
I?
the same. Yes, you
Oh,
look exact.
how
Mike
old am I?
never
I'm
ages. It's real weird.
31.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
I'm 31.
I thought you were like 29.
Boom, even better for me.
No.
I hope to look this good at my 60. You know.
I still think I look young
Yeah.
for my age.
Well, listen.
Hopefully.
I know you.
Lord Jesus.
I know you. I know a lot of people in Atlanta know who you are. But for those who don't know who you are, you are a musician.
I'm a
You are
singer.
an artist of sound.
I'm an artist.
You're an artist of sound. And I wanted to get you on the show because I have known you for such a long time, and I've seen you progress. Like I've seen your evolution. Right?
Yeah.
You're constantly kind of changing, and you're trying new things, and
Yeah.
you're getting out there. And as social media started growing, you kind of like grew with it,
yeah.
and took advantage of it. And now
Yeah.
you're everywhere. And you just got back from Africa,
I did.
right?
That's so
And-
crazy to say. Like, you just got back from Africa.
And I've been waiting to talk to you about it because I know we were kind of starting to talk about it, and I was like, nope, Save it for the podcast. 'Cause
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
know
You
these
asked me the question.
adventures.
You're like, never mind. Don't tell
Yeah,
me.
because I want to know. I want to know. You know, what is a day in the life of you? You know, like what is it that you do that keeps you moving forward, and you're just like, hey, this is the life for me.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do it because like me, I can't do a 9 to 5. I just
Yeah,
can't.
no, I can't.
Yeah.
I did for a really long time as I was doing music. I was
Yeah.
like a waitress. I worked at Panera. I worked at Chipotle. I worked
Yeah.
everywhere. And I was like,
Wait, you worked at Chipotle?
I worked at Chipotle.
And you
I
quit?
literally, I worked for a week.
You quit?
And I quit after a week.
After a week?
It was really stressful. Nobody
Chipotle?
understands. Okay.
I don't know. The burrito's worth it. though.
Listen. Okay,
Pretty
get this. When you work the night shift, they make
Yeah.
you mop the entire building. And I don't know why. That just irritated me.
Man, if
So I went from Chipotle, like right when I quit, I went from Chipotle to Cracker Barrel.
but now you're just concentrating on music.
Concentrate, because like yeah, that's like mainly where most of my finances are, anyways. You know
So
what I mean?
how do you like the transition? Like comparing the two?
I'm at more at ease than I was like working. I can't. It's weird because I've gotten noticed at jobs before.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's weird. When I worked at a Mexican restaurant
Yeah.
and I got noticed like 3 times.
Yeah.
And especially when I used to do like big Latin events and everything
Right.
like that, and then like it was kind of weird. It was embarrassing in some kind of aspect. Like,
Well-
oh hey, so yeah, you saw me on stage, but I work here as a hostess, or like let
Did they
me
give
serve
you
you
an
my
extra tip, though?
let me
Did they
serve
give you a
your
better
tacos.
tip by knowing who you were?
No.
They probably give you less a tip.
probably
Like,
thought
man,
I
I
was-
know she making money on
I
that
know.
stage. Take back that $1.
I know this is whatever. And so my mom, I just remember my mom always saying like, just get a job so you could keep humble. I'm like, I've had a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I mean, I don't really think of. I mean, yeah, I've been doing this for a really long time. Like, I think everybody in Atlanta is like, oh, Christina's. That's not my name.
It used to be her
It used to be
name,
my name.
but she's long gone.
She's long gone. She's gone away.
Yeah.
But it would be to a point where like, for the last 10 years, I just kind of like, I don't know. I was always in and out of music. Like
Yeah.
I was going to school
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that like I've been doing it for 10 years. There were times where I wasn't really focused on it.
Right.
Like even like 4 years ago, I wasn't really like super hardcore focused. I just kind of did it just to do it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have the finances to have a song. I didn't come out with cool music video. Like I wasn't really doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then 2 years ago was when I started actually like really pursuing music.
Yeah, no, it's been an explosion.
It was like
on
a shock.
So many different social media platforms. It's crazy. For somebody who's not even on social media that much, like every now and then,
Yeah.
but every time I get on, it's either a fan page of yours, it's you, it's your mom, it's somebody in your
Yeah.
circles just putting all this content out, and it's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it.
I went.
One more thing.
Sorry.
You got the camera right here. Just make sure the microphone's not between you and the camera, because blocking your pretty
Sorry.
face.
I apologize.
Blocking the pretty face.
I have to.
This is the beauty of doing the first episode of your first show, because we get all the kinks out.
All right. I
And
think
you
this is
guys
good. I think
are
this is
blessed
good, right? Okay,
to
perfect.
see how
Perfect.
it works. Take it.
All right.
See the pretty face.
I know.
Oh, by the way, that's the voice you're hearing in the background. That's our good friend Lazlow.
Hello.
Lazlow.
Lazlow is awesome. He is.
Lazlow sounds
behind
like the name of
scenes.
like a magical like wizard. Lazlow, like the wizard.
Well, you know what? I love names like that, Lazlow, because it's memorable.
Yes.
Like,
I like
hey,
names
my
that are
name's
unique.
Steve. Oh, I'm gonna forget you in
I
about
know, like
5
basic
minutes.
Steve. No offense to Steves out there.
There
but
are some good Steves.
I
There
have
are some good
I have a brother-in-law
Steves.
named Steve, so like there you go. Sorry, Steve. But Lazlow is like a very unique name.
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you remember what Jake said the other day? Which Jake? I know like 5 Jakes.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Lazlow? Oh, Lazlow? Yeah, there's
Lazlow.
one Lazlow.
Like I only know one Lazlow.
All right.
Your parents did you good.
There you go. We stroked your ego quite nicely. But yeah, so you're being noticed at restaurants and you're all over social media now, and then you don't have the 9 to 5. The one thing that I noticed when I quit my 9 to 5, which is probably 10 years ago, is, and I'm kind of curious to see if you're feeling it now, is there's a transition where time doesn't really mean the same thing anymore. Like, what I mean is, when
My
you have a
last
9
job
to
was literally a
5.
year ago. I literally like quit
So
my last job a year ago.
you're probably gonna see it soon, or if
Probably.
not,
I think I know
maybe.
what you're talking about because
like,
I would
for
wake up at like
example-
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. So for example,
Yeah.
at a 9 to 5, you have to be in bed at a certain hour, wake up at a certain hour, and then
that
you're
was your
looking
day.
for and that was your day. Then you're looking forward to Friday and
Exactly,
the weekend because
exactly,
Friday is the last day of work. Then you got the
It's-
weekend. But when you don't have that, especially for as long as I haven't had a 9 to 5, I don't even remember what that even feels like because people will be like, "Hey, it's Friday." I'm like, "It's Friday?
I know.
Is it?
Nowadays,
Is
I
it
get
Friday?
my
What
days,
year is it?"
I get my days mixed up. It literally happened. I was like, oh my God, is it Wednesday? My mom's like, no, it's like Thursday. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Like, it's just, it's not the same as when I did have a job.
Yeah.
I felt like it was just very like calculated because
Yeah.
like
It's almost like
I
you're
would always
trapped.
dread the day that I had work. So I'd be like, oh, it would be like Saturday. I'd be like, oh, fudge, I have like work on Tuesday.
You can cuss, by the way. It's totally
Oh, fuck, I have work on
yeah,
Tuesday.
this is rated
I was
R.
like,
Fuckity fuck.
When you talk louder, don't lean in. Lean in when you talk soft. Lean away when you talk loud.
Fuck.
You're gonna kill me.
Is that good?
Pretend it's
Fuck.
somebody's ear. So like when you're
Ooh, but I like to whisper in your ear.
so creepy. It's
Yeah,
Jenna's
no,
ear.
like trust me. When I decided I wanted to do this, the first thing on the list was I want to drop F-bombs, S-bombs,
Perfect.
all the bombs. I want them all. I want to say
Beautiful.
all, and I want my
I
guests
just
to say
recently
it.
started cussing on
It's
social
hard
media.
not to do
It's
it when you
weird.
start.
It's weird because I've just been in this industry for so long.
Yeah.
And, like I remember my friend telling me, she's like, you always have that cookie cutter look. Like that young, like kid look.
Yeah.
And, and I just got a tattoo. So like no, I'm just
333. What is
I-
that?
Oh, okay. So I got 333 because it's gonna be so sad. I suffered from depression for a really long time. I've had depression since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And like insomnia and like everything that kind of comes with it.
I used to have
Anxiety.
insomnia.
Oh yeah,
I had anxiety.
yeah.
Had.
I still have it. So
Had.
like but yeah, no, I had that a couple months ago and I didn't really like I went through like a really really dark place.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, I went
It's
to
terrible.
a really dark place where I was driving and like, or I would wake up and I'd like lay in bed for like 6 hours, not even wanting to move.
Right.
That type of feeling, and I didn't really know what it was. And I had no idea what it was, and I just remember coming to my mom and she was like, "I think you're like, are you going through depression?" Like she just could tell like what I was going through,
Yeah.
and so I went to therapy, and
I went through natural herbal therapy
I know you did. I probably did.
and snapped right back out. I was like, I ain't got time for sadness.
So after I went to therapy, I didn't really know what it was exactly. So I, a lot of stuff had happened around that moment,
Yeah.
and I cut my hair
Yeah.
off.
Just kind of wash all that, past negativity
I think
away.
a lot of it was like it had to do with like a lot of artists, especially in the industry. I never knew what my brand was.
I would think it's hard to find your brand.
I didn't know who
at
I
the beginning.
was. Yeah, no. I had no idea. People were comparing me a lot to like
Yeah.
certain other artists, especially
Yeah.
other Latin artists.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I'm not that person, not that person. I always felt like nobody was connecting with me mainly because like I didn't have a unique look. Like it was
Right.
never anything different. You know what I mean?
Does it annoy you when straight off the bat people just kind of put you in
a box?
like
Yeah.
in a corner?
Yeah. So like when I looked the way that I did before, people were like, I would get auditions, like misogynistic stuff like, oh, the sexy Latina.
Right.
Or like, they just have this mental picture of like who you're supposed to be if you're
Right.
Latina. You know what I mean? So like I would get compared to like Demi Lovato all the time, Selena Gomez, and like it was always like a box.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Like, and I just remember looking at pictures of girls with pixie cuts, Halsey,
Yeah.
like Kaylani, like girls that can really pull it off. And I was like, this is different. And I was like, I've never done like shit that was like different. I've always been afraid of going out of the box.
I think that's exactly what it is. People are afraid. But, honestly, that may have to do with, and this is just my opinion, when corporations and big entities get their hands on music, all they put out is like a certain style that sells, right? Like, for example, I don't know if you remember this back when you were younger, but like back when I was like in high school, radio stations used to have DJs and DJs will play almost whatever they wanted, especially in the later hours. So you always got a taste for new music, different music. But now, especially in today, it doesn't matter what radio station you're changing in your car, because you're going to hear the same 5 songs for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's like
people get used to
annoying.
that.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a brainwashing thing, I've noticed. Like, if people don't understand this, it's like the reason why that song is top song is because you're constantly playing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, it starts to, like, there was this one song I heard on the radio, and I was like, oh, I hate this song. But then they kept playing, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of vibing with this record.
Right.
But that's mainly just because it's been in my head for, like,
Right.
ever. You know what I mean?
And not to mention, like, so...
And record labels are smart with that. I won't even lie.
Well, I mean, I guess that's their job. Their job is to make that money.
Exactly.
So, like, when they figure out what sells, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they brainwash the whole entire community and the whole population, and everybody now thinks this is the way it has to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if one of those people, throwing events together or trying to put their own record label together, and they're trying to find talent, they're so brainwashed into this is what you need to have to succeed. So when somebody like you comes
Stressful.
along and they see a particular look that they've been told is what sells, then that's when they try to pigeonhole you.
Yeah, and so, like, it started to get kind of frustrating because I had come out with Veneno, and that was, like, my breakout thing that came out. Like, I was on the Spirit of America. Like, I started, it was more, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, is everything good?
Camera adjustment.
Yeah, it looks like shit, but it sounds like.
I'm gonna love this episode.
I know, it's gonna be so great. It's amazing. At least you get to work out the kinks. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to avoid Mike's hand, but I can't.
Oh, because I'm very handsy.
He's a Latino. That's what they do. So, like, I had to put my arms here because I was like, I'm gonna start doing that
right?
shit.
Oh,
It's
man.
difficult because I was like, I'll start like swinging them around.
That is true though. What is it about?
Because I
us
do
that
it.
we're just-
I do it all the time. In my video that I did with DJ Smalls, I'm like da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I looked at it and I was like, wow, I move my hands all the time.
Well, you know what? Get used to it. You know, we might even have to. We can make a drinking game out of it. Every time the hand goes into
Oh
frame.
my god, please.
But-
Tequila.
It's just, and,
Fast.
you're so zoomed out, you look so small.
I'm so tiny.
I'm so loud.
Well, it's all right. It's all right. I will change my name to Photo Smalls
Photo Small.
Photos.
with a Z.
I love it.
With a Z.
With 2 Z's.
Two
Photo Smalls.
Z's. Photo Smalls. So we're gonna skip around a little bit. Africa.
Africa.
How was that?
Oh my gosh, it was like the craziest thing. I think that the weirdest thing was when I landed, and then it was like the next day. I had to like realize that I wasn't dreaming, and that like I actually went to a different country.
Right.
Because like I'd been to Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, but I mean those are you know it's like right there.
Yeah,
you know?
it just looks like your backyard.
Yeah,
from home.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
It just
it's
looks like
oh,
and-
it's just it's a bigger
yeah,
backyard.
and it's right next to America, so it's
Right,
like it's nothing
right.
crazy. It's like America.
Right.
So when it was an 18-hour flight, and I didn't like. Okay, so my fear has been water, like as far as like the ocean, going across it for a really long time, like for a long period of time. I've seen
Right.
Castaway.
That was a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Wilson.
It's a great
cried.
movie.
I
I cried
I
like
do not care.
I watched that movie so many times as a kid that it really messed me up to like go across. I was like, I don't want to end up like Tom Hanks. I don't want to
You
end
just
up.
need a porta potty. You need
Oh, no.
you need coconut water. You know
Exactly.
what's gonna happen, so you're
Yeah.
prepared for it. Like Castaway
I
is a
feel like I
documentary.
I felt like I was prepared. I felt
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? If this shit goes down,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be ready.
I don't care. If I'm the weirdo,
Like-
if I'm the weirdo sitting in my seat with a parachute on and my like inflatable
Right,
emergency raft ready
right,
to go,
right.
like survival gear, like your bug out bag. You know what a bug out bag is,
Yeah.
right? I will be wearing my bug out
Oh
bag
my gosh.
with my parachute and ready to go. It's like I'm good.
The
Let's
worst
go.
thing was like I had, because like the seats go back.
Yeah.
Obviously. We went on Turkish Airlines, so we had to
Yeah.
ended up in Turkey first, and then we went to Nigeria. And so for 11 hours, this kid didn't let me put my seat back.
How old was the
and-
kid? How old was the kid?
Like 14.
Oh yeah, you should've
Literally,
cussed him out.
I was like, and I put it back, and he was like, ma'am, could you like please put it up? And I'm like, I'm a nice human being, and I've learned that Like, that's just how I was built as a person. Like, everybody knows that about me. Like, they're like, oh, you're just really nice, Christina. I'm like, yeah, that's just me. And so, like, I just remember feeling like, dang, oh, you're so lucky it's not 2018 because, like, new year, new me, you know what I mean? So, like, no, just kidding. So, yeah, I mean, it was amazing. We landed and we got there. I spent Christmas on the plane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, like, we left on Sunday for Christmas Eve, and...
Mike, put that drink on your left.
Oh, my God.
Sponsorship.
Oh, my God. So, we left on Christmas Eve at 9 p.m., and I spent Christmas Day on the plane. Literally, I saw the sun for 3 hours.
Oh, man.
It was really, because you're going forward in time, but then it's like going backwards.
You're time traveling.
It was real.
You're going through vortexes.
It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. So when we landed there, and the people in Nigeria are so beautiful and so amazing, and I was literally the whitest person there. And
okay, but like how or like why did you have to go to Africa?
I was part of Carnival. Carnival in Calabar.
Yeah.
Which is a city in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Or is it a state?
It's a place.
It's a place in Nigeria.
It's
I'm really bad
location.
with like that. I'm really bad
Maps
with all
are
that
hard.
stuff. Maps are difficult for me. I'm not a geographer.
Yes, you're right.
I think I was right?
Yes. I'm not a geographical major.
No, please. Oh gosh. So I was a part of that, and it was such a great experience. They had plátanos there, which like I was like, you already know.
Wait, like the really soggy,
like maduros,
squishy ones.
Yes,
That
maduros,
you put
yeah.
a little sugar on, and or is it like the dried out ones?
Not the tostones.
Okay, so the nice
The maduros,
soggy
yeah, the soft ones. Yeah, the sweet and soft ones. So like that's literally all I had was like maduros and rice.
Yeah.
Like the entire time, just because a lot of the stuff was spicy, and I can't do spicy food. I know, I suck. I'm like the worst half Mexican ever.
Oh man.
I know.
Wait, half Mexican and half
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Dude, man, your exponential loudness just.
I'm loud, like to a point where like I have to realize that like, okay, there are humans around you. Do
Right.
not act like an idiot. You know what I mean? So like I've come.
Sonic waves.
Yeah, because like sometimes I like watch interviews of myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody told me to be quiet. Like, you know what I mean? Because like I'm a really loud person. So like right now, this is like chill for me.
So, you know what's probably happening right now? I'm gonna get a little meta right now during this whole episode. I'm sure there's people lowering the volume
yeah.
and raising the volume during this episode.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
damn.
It's oh man, poor Lazlow. I feel so bad.
And there's a girl screaming at work. No,
I know.
Hold on, headphones. Ah!
I know.
Sorry, we'll
Damn.
get better.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Um,
Worst.
But okay, sorry. So, so you're in Africa.
I was there for a week.
Carnival. You were there for a week.
A week.
Like, was it all Carnival, or did you get to have a few days that you
Most
check
of
it out?
them, most of the days was just preparation. But the last couple of days was Carnival. Carnival was most of the week. We landed in Abuja, and then we went from Abuja to Calabar, and then I think the best experience though was, and I know this sounds really weird, but we had to drive 3 hours to our airport from Calabar.
Yeah.
Because during this time of season, it gets foggy in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So like the planes aren't able to leave.
Yeah.
And so we drove 3 hours, and then we had a flat tire on our bus in the middle of like a small little village.
Right.
And like that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see like I wanted to see like just like the villages. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's like always been
You
my
wanted to see the realness.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like there were these kids who came up to me and they gave me this bag called chin chin.
Yeah.
It's kind of like croutons, but like they're really good. I brought them back.
What they put on it? What do they put on it?
Oh my gosh, it's like these little, I don't know. I thought it was peanuts,
Mm-hmm.
and then they gave it to me, and I was like, oh man, this shit is good. I was like,
Yeah.
this is bomb. So I brought some back.
Yeah.
I brought some back from Africa.
Did you smuggle it? Are you a smuggler? Are you a smuggler now? You're an international
I
smuggler.
know,
Look at you.
I know. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get arrested like right after this is
But,
like
you
put
know,
out.
These are just stories, you know.
This is a lie.
None of this actually.
None of this is real. So the flat tire, we were there for about 40 minutes, and like it was amazing, like just seeing like it kind of reminds me of like, you know, the villages in like Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, when you see women balance like the food on top of their heads,
Which
do you
is
know what I mean?
impossible. I don't know how to do
I
that.
literally sometimes they're not even about. They're just like walking around like
Yeah.
this, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
that is
Guatemala
so cool.
too. I went to Guatemala and they have like 5 stacked out and 10 stacked up.
Yes!
And they're just like,
And they'll sell you
oh,
the food, and they're like,
I dropped my wallet. Let me pick that up.
oh my gosh, it's balanced to a T. Like
I don't know.
their
And the little
posture
girl,
is
like the kids
amazing.
do it and all. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just slouching.
Yeah, I know.
Can't even keep
my
my hat
life,
on.
my life, me.
But, you know.
But we
what?
all can't be about.
That is the one thing though that I like about going out of the U.S. because most of the time, or maybe it's just tropical country. I don't know. I haven't been to Europe yet. One day, but
Yeah, I
want
wanna go to Europe so bad.
Is that people just run up to you with food?
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my god.
You don't see that here. Like you're not
You
like
don't
at
see-
a light.
Yeah, and they're
and,
like, have
you
food
know,
and apples.
Yeah, because they get arrested.
Yeah.
First they get beat down, then they get arrested.
Yeah,
but like
I noticed that in countries they because the thing is they're striving to make money.
Yeah.
Ends meet. And
Yeah.
like that was every day when I was there and I saw that and I was like, and especially like little kids just trying to sell like candy on the
Yeah.
side. And you know what I mean? And like that was like an eye-opening experience for me because I was
Right.
like, we take a lot of things for granted, especially in this country, and you see a lot of like kids and like the generation is like sorry, spoiled, and
Well,
you
and
know, like
that is the thing. And tell me if you saw this in Africa. Yeah, because I saw this in Guatemala and I saw this in Mexico. But for some reason, here, it's all about how much shit you have, like how much you own, right?
yeah,
And people believe that the more things you have, the happier you are. Like look at my big ass house full
Yeah.
of shit that I don't need.
Yeah.
And they find out even though they have all these material things, they're not happy.
they're not happy.
But you go, like, in my experience in Guatemala, you just see a group of people hanging out outside of, a small, little shacky house, nothing much. But they're all amazingly happy.
Happy.
They're
That's
laughing.
literally
They're
what I was talking. I was
they're
literally
hugging,
there.
They're eating.
You're so right because I was there and I was telling my friends I was like, it's crazy. They don't have a lot,
No,
but these
but they're
kids are
happier.
so happy.
They're
And
happier than we are.
that's kind of like what I came back with, like this new mindset in my head because like I was like, this is a perfect mindset to have before I go into the new year because like I'm always stressing out about things that like obviously I can't control. But
Right.
I was like, these like I was like the people that live here, I was thinking like because I always look at people and I'm like, I wonder what they're thinking on their day-to-day
Right.
basis. Like I'm like you wake up every day and like this is your life.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But you're happy and you're content with it.
Right.
And people over here are like striving to jump over each other constantly.
It's a fast-paced life.
It is, and it's like, but it's like, what are we all go to, at the end of the, like when we die, we go to
Right.
the grave. Like it's the
We're
same, we're the
We're
same,
all
everybody's the same. And so like, that's like, I know it's getting real deep in here, but like the thing is,
No,
is
I
like,
love it.
the thing is like, people don't think about that. And like, I've noticed that like, life is too short to like really worry about shit that doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly.
Like everything's evolving. Everything is evolving. We got machines that are evolving. You have, kids nowadays are like looking like they're like 24 years old. Nowadays,
Yeah.
that shocks the
Yeah.
heck out of
Yeah.
me. That's still something that like
Well, see,
weirds me out.
you haven't gotten there yet, but I'm already at a point in my life where I'm already saying things like, "Man, these damn kids just don't know. These damn kids, get off my lawn," or
My
like
best-
if you own back in my day.
My best friend is like 29 and
Yeah.
she does that shit to me all the time. She's always like she's like I'm like 5 years younger than her, but she's like, "Oh yeah, you don't remember that." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're literally 5 years older than me. Like you weren't born in like during the World War II." Like
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like
But like I get it though. Like I get why
Yeah.
the generation before us, like the
You guys
older
want some
people.
Tide Pods, by the way?
No Tide Pods.
hell no.
What is with that?
Stop
What is that?
it!
Okay.
Stop. Okay, that is like I just found this out.
Oh
What?
yeah, it's okay. So
my
right now the
gosh.
CDC, last I read,
Oh my gosh.
now has to get involved and tell people to stop it because
Oh my gosh.
there's way too many
I
cases
wonder
of
how
people
Tide
out
Pod
there.
feels about all this. Like I
They're-
wonder,
they're-
like
they have
their
to put
company.
their stuff behind lock now, like just like razors.
Dang.
You know how when you go to the
Yeah,
store
yeah,
and like
yeah.
you have to
Or, like, when
ask.
you get medicine or like whatever,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now they're putting the Tide Pods behind glass.
That sucks because I use that to actually wash things. I don't use it to eat things.
But yeah. Anyway,
The only Tide
kids,
Pods I want are
What's
pizza
wrong with you
rolls.
kids? What's going on?
See, but that's not, like I don't know because the thing is like everything is about views,
Right.
and I
It's
noticed
it's
that.
perspective.
Oh my gosh.
It's perspective.
I talk about this all the time, you guys. I talk about this all the time.
From it's like a
People-
good. It's like a.
People on social media don't live a
Yeah.
glamorous life. I'm gonna be real with you. As an artist, My life isn't that glamorous. It's about perspective, and I'm gonna be honest about it. And I'm gonna be real. A lot of artists are depressed and they're not happy, and they put out this like. And I'm gonna be real because I at one point I did this where I was like, you make it seem as if your life is better than really what it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so like I've been that kind of person that's like I don't want to put anything out there unless like. I'm actually like working.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But a lot of people put it like, oh yeah, this is happening, blah 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 blah, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like I just think that it's bullshit.
Okay, so I'm gonna tie all this together, right? So you see it all the time. You'll see it's even implemented itself, this whole social media thing, into a family life, because a family will try to portray themselves as one thing online, like look how happy we are, everything's great, but then when you meet them, they're always fighting, they're arguing. Same thing with artists. The artists, I have to show this side of me of glamour and luxury and like check out this awesome lifestyle, but in the background it's not who they are at all.
No.
And you see more and more and more of that as technology and social media keeps
Advances,
getting deeper and deeper into our everyday lives.
Yeah.
So places like we were talking about, Africa and Guatemala, they don't have that problem.
Nobody's on their phone constantly.
Exactly.
And so like when I was
maybe that's why
I was
happier.
off social media for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, and it was hard getting Wi-Fi where I was at. There's not a lot of Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Nigeria is still a country that's still growing when it comes to like a lot of things actually. And so, it was happier for me because I felt like, when I'm on my phone or when I'm doing something, I'm always focused on what another person's doing. You know what I mean? Because you're so focused on somebody. You see somebody else's success constantly on social media, and you're like, that kind of messes with your brain.
Right.
Do you
the
know what
illusion
I mean?
of
The
success.
illusion of something. You know what I mean?
It's all an illusion.
Exactly. It's all an illusion. And so I've learned that, and it's something that like kind of makes me feel a lot better about myself. I still go through my days where I'm just like, but I think that's everyone. And we live in a society where it's constant.
We're basically in a human experiment right now.
Yeah.
Because we have no idea where this is going.
Yeah.
Absolutely no idea.
I have no idea. We thought I don't even know if flying cars are existing right now.
No, not
No,
yet.
they don't.
Not,
Yeah.
Well, there are prototypes.
I've heard, yeah.
One of which, the guy that was writing the prototype went straight into a wall. So I don't know if we're quite
Oh my God,
there.
that's so sad.
He had a helmet. He was
Have you heard about the sex robots?
You girls are in trouble.
Hell no! Don't
Wait.
No.
Let me put some perspective on that.
I can't wait to hear this
right?
male
Okay.
female debate here.
So in China right now, because of the one-child policy, there's an overabundance of males to females. Right? There's more guys than there are females. Right? So it's harder for girls to find. It's harder for guys.
Because I watched that documentary. There's more females than men.
That's
the reason why.
I thought because most family wanted a men. They wanted a male child.
Because what I had heard was that China has a lot of kids that are homeless due to the fact that there was only the one-child policy. So a lot of these kids ended up in orphanages or they were homeless, and that's because the statistics showed that there were more female than there were men, and so there's not a lot of options for females in China.
Right.
And okay,
but what I do know for sure is that because of this, there is a lot of awkwardness for the men in China to talk to women, right? Like it's already hard enough because of the unbalance, and it's just hard, right? But now there's this option where they can just have these sex dolls, right? Yes. So now women are having a hard time finding guys because guys are like, well, I got my needs taken care of, and I just need to work, so I don't need a girl. There's guys marrying their sex dolls.
Okay, the guy who created the sex dolls that are being, he I guess he's in love with his.
Yeah.
And he wants to marry it. Yeah. And he also says that it's possible for them to have children.
Oh my God.
This is a new thing I just read about, and I sat here and I was like, you know what? These are for guys who, one, don't have play. Two, obviously, obviously he literally had to create a sex doll because he literally does not know how to get women.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but this is probably going to be if you put this in here, this would be so funny. But I was reading about it, and a lot of my friends are like, what the fuck? This is so dumb. I get having a sex toy.
Right.
I understand that.
Right.
But then if you love your robot, like really? Like
well, that's a disconnection. And again, tying it all in. You have to imagine somebody in that state of mind who gets all of their gratification from being online, right? Like most of these people live online, so they have very little human interaction, which only makes it harder for them to talk to an actual person, whether it be male or female.
Yep.
So if they can get their needs taken care of without having to change up their lifestyle
or who they are,
then they'll go for that easier route.
If you're happy like that, then you're happy.
You know?
At the end of the day, because not like, okay, just like, I guess because I've been seeing so many videos of guys being like, oh yeah, y'all women better watch out. Y'all are in trouble, da-da-da.
Yeah.
And these are guys that like.
That's only going to last for, for ever so long.
Like, I understand if like.
Because you need some back and forth.
You need interaction.
You need some back and forth. You can't just be like.
Like,
this is boring.
I strive on fighting.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I'm Latina, you know what I mean? So like, we're feisty.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, and I think that a lot of men are like, I feel like if somebody can stimulate your mind.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I mean, somebody can only stimulate you sexually for so long.
Well, and it's all an evolution, just like conversation, just like everything. It has to be an evolution. And then, I mean, I do see a reason for having these things, the sex dolls, whatever, for somebody who is lonely.
I mean,
who
yours that does make sense.
You know, but
like,
I don't think it's like. I don't think it's gonna be an epidemic.
Yeah, like
fast forward 20 years.
iRobot, and like you just like own just a robot.
Fast forward 20 years, and it's like completely an epidemic. Everybody's like
females are single forever. Like
what's going on?
There's an epidemic with females, which I keep telling my girlfriend. Well, I just noticed that recently women are just like exploding with like independence recently.
Right.
And it's something that I've been talking about ever since the lunar eclipse, you guys. It's been the total lunar eclipse that happened recently?
The one that I stared right into. Like,
oh my god. I didn't even know what was happening, to be honest. I like went outside and I was like, oh, it's a little shady. And then I went outside.
No, that was so creepy. We went, where the hell did we go? We went up to North Georgia.
Yeah, I feel like you had to go up north to see it
We went north, me and my wife. We went up to North Georgia, and then it was like the perfect spot for that eclipse in the, like, I think it was in the country. Or at least in the southeast, and everything was silent.
I heard.
It was
my
so
friend like
eerie.
videoed it, and she went up north to like the mountains.
That's where we were,
and it went black. Like everything went dark.
Before it went black, because there was a lot of noise. Right, you can hear the birds, you can hear the squirrels, you can hear everything,
creepy.
And then you didn't even notice it, but all of a sudden everything just got quiet.
Creepy.
Completely silent, including people, because people were like, "Oh."
I know.
And then it started happening, and then everything went pitch black. And then I'm looking around, and it was so eerie, but it's a unique experience.
I believe that event, like especially for me, a lot of women went through a lot of changes.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know if your wife went through something, because I was emotional.
My wife's always been feisty and independent. She's half black, half Irish.
I was really.
She don't give a damn.
That's why she's got the red hair.
That's why she's natural redhead.
So I was like, after it happened, I went through a weird emotional change. Like, it was really odd. Yeah. And then I Googled it, and I found out a lot of that. Because the thing is, humans are created as stardust. You know what I mean?
We're space stuff.
We're space stuff.
Yeah.
So like, planets affect us in an interesting way.
Right.
And I believe I'm really like spiritual and shit like that. So after that happened, a lot of my girlfriends, I was like, is your week feeling off? Like, everything was like really off, like all of us. And a lot of the guys I was talking to at the time, they were like, oh man, everything's fine with me. I don't know why y'all are tripping. I'm like, no, like literally.
Not just broken as always.
Yeah, y'all are just emotional. And I'm just like, and I was like, no, like it was to a point where I felt extremely emotional. And that's when I felt like things like, when did that happen? That happened in August?
I don't remember.
It happened sometime last year.
My memory's hard. A side effect of my depression remedy.
Oh my God. I'm so done. I want to make a joke so bad about it, but no. So I, just because, you know.
Not just yet.
I feel you.
Not just yet. It's soon.
I feel you. So, yeah, I felt like there was just a lot of changes. And I mean, then like, you know, all that crap started happening. Yeah. Like the earthquakes and the hurricanes.
I know it's been a weird few years actually. I don't think it's just the lunar.
Ever since honestly, 2012, yo.
I think that might have had a small impact, but I think it's just where society is going. And okay, let me put it this way: the internet gave society a voice, and then we found out that voice ain't particularly the smartest one.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
so with everybody being able to basically instantly communicate anything and everything, a lot more people get access to all this new information, and then they react to it in a certain way.
Yeah.
And then usually they have a few more people that react a certain way. So then they get together, and then this other group gets together, and now you have all these groups who all share a particular view, and then they go on social media and they're screaming their heads off. And then the way that social media is now working is that their algorithms only show you what you like. So if you have a small group that, for example, is team whatever, team X, right? And then you have another group who's team Y. Well, social media is going to show team X only things that team X likes.
Yeah.
And then Y is only going to get what they like. So then they get all together and they get all riled up. And then when they meet, then that's when problems happen. It's basically extreme tribalism. It's what's happening in society. And it's only been getting worse and worse and worse.
I
where
feel like
you
there's been such a
have to be
crazy
side something.
separation.
Yeah, because you have to be team something.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk it out. Nobody wants to actually have a discussion and meet in the middle and try to, take both views and create a new view.
Yeah.
Everybody's so dug into the ground about what they like because that's all they get bombarded with.
Yeah.
No,
that makes sense.
And then
that makes sense.
The news media, that it's just the same thing. And then now politics is the same
drama.
thing. It's all team something. I blame Twilight. They started it.
What?
Think about it. Twilight came out.
What?
Twilight came out, and all of a sudden you started hearing Team Edward, Team Jacob.
God.
I never seen the movies.
Team
I
Jacob.
refuse them.
I was Team Jacob.
But I do remember.
But that's just because he was fine. So
Whatever. But I do remember that.
Love me a tan man.
That started the flame of Team something. Because after that, it was a fad where
It's
you
really
had to
intense
be
that
team
you
something.
thought about this.
Oh, trust me, I have a lot
You're
of.
like, it all happened with Bella and her men.
I'm telling you, this I
read the books.
My depression medication is amazing.
I bet it is.
That's where I
Bet
go
you're
into these thoughts.
higher than life right now.
Doggy. But it has opened my mind to think of new possibilities and new ways of thinking and all that. So to me,
I've been taking yoga, so I've been kind of just
I've been reading up on
chilling.
yoga and
it's really been
researching. Haven't done it.
It has been.
I don't know if I can do
Oh my gosh.
poses. I can't even lift my leg.
You probably could. There's always
don't know.
beginner yoga, Mike. It's okay.
I know you sweat a lot.
Oh my! I've been taking hot yoga, so it's
That, yeah.
you'll drench and you'll sweat off 20,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it, and I've been feeling a lot more at ease with everything, and
Yeah.
just more chill. And
Yeah.
I think just for a while, I was kind of just thinking about constantly. I think people, especially here in the U.S., we constantly think about what we're gonna do next all the time.
It's a constant grind. And
yeah,
then
it's a constant.
but
grind.
everybody else in the world,
even when you're
they're just kind of like,
successful,
meh. I don't know. We're doing whatever happens today.
even when you're successful, even when you're a super famous person or you're doing really well for yourself, there's always a constant gotta do more, gotta do more, gotta
Right.
do. You're just never happy with where you're at. And
Let me ask you this too, just to go back because I don't want to forget about Africa. I really don't because
Africa.
yeah, because we're what was I gonna say? So you're in Africa, right?
Okay.
So you got that sense though, right? Of they may not have everything, but they're happy.
They're happy.
Right? They're
Yeah.
not connected to social media and all that. So when you came back, being there, did you bring that inspiration of being there?
Yeah.
And is it going to did it inspire you to do something different with
It
your music?
inspired. Yeah, definitely. The music there is very similar to island reggaeton or anything Latin. You know what I mean? It's very similar.
Reggaeton needs to come back, but
Yeah.
something new. They need to
Yeah.
change that beat. I'm tired of that same fucking beat.
I've been working on some stuff.
Please do.
So I
You don't have to
have.
use that fucking horn every time.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Or the palladium.
You know what that is to me? And you tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a music guy. I know music. I love music.
I used to use that sound in my songs.
Tell me. To me, every time I hear a reggaeton horn, is to hide a transition. It's to hide a poorly edited transition.
I mean, I can see that.
You
I
know?
can see that because when I used to go to the Latin clubs when I was 13, such a rebel.
That was a huge problem in Atlanta, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Every single goddamn club.
Oh my
Not gonna
gosh.
drop names.
The
Not gonna
teen
drop
clubs,
names.
yo.
But damn. Hey, are you 18?
Yeah.
Do I look 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's like I just remember performing at like the Palladium
I remember that place.
at Plaza Fiesta.
Yeah.
Back when it was called the Palladium.
Yeah.
And so I used to perform there, and it was like, I mean, gosh, they would always use that horn before they like, and then they change the song. So I mean, it makes sense why they would transition. They would use
Right.
it as a transition because like
Right.
the DJs could never like swim into
That to me, every time I hear a reggaeton horn, I'm already like, oh, that's weak.
Yeah.
That's weak.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a
I
sign
have
of
been,
a weak
exactly.
producer or DJ. Is like, damn.
I have been coming up with some cool stuff with this producer that I'm working with out in LA, and he has worked with like Dua Lipa.
I don't know.
Oh, she's like, have you ever heard that song? When no pick up the phone, you know I call it because he's drunk and alone too.
Oh yes,
Yeah. So he did that song.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So and he's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
So we've been collaborating on a couple records right now, and I'm just kind
Right.
of like, I'm finally okay with releasing an EP. Never done it.
Note to self: Mike says no reggaeton horns.
No reggaeton horns.
Send
There are
send
no reggaeton horns.
Send it to your producer.
I've been wanting to do like something different. So
Yeah.
like that's kind of like I've been like again I've been edging up my image just
Yeah.
because I feel like this has always been me. Like
Yeah.
me being the way that you know me.
Right. No,
you've met me in
always-
person and
Yeah.
you know me that I'm like this weird
You're a big dork.
I'm a weirdo.
You're a
Like-
big dork. Okay. Because you essentially you've always had that positive outlook on life, even though you say you've gone through your depression.
Yeah. But I think
And this
that,
is me being stupid, but sometimes I feel like your depression is just an occasional giggle. You know, I don't think you
Yeah.
get really depressed because
Yeah.
you're too positive. To me, that's just me. You know, so
But it's like-
hey, you're not laughing as much today. I only heard you laugh twice.
it's like
I'm
but it's like
depressed.
Robin Williams, you know what I mean? Or like comedians. Like have you ever
cried.
noticed like
The sad clown. Robbie Williams is a perfect
Yes.
example of the sad clown.
yeah, and it's like people that and that's something that I've like when I was younger I was like if music doesn't work out I always wanted to be like a comedian because I like
Yeah.
always love people or like somebody that's like that does comedy.
No, you should always stay in music. And actually, I want to ask you something about that after we wrap up Africa. But what
Did I
are
bring
you
back?
bringing back from Africa to influence your music?
I am bringing back being a laid back person.
Mm-hmm.
I went there very stressed out.
Mm.
Very like and then when I got there in the music and it's like just the way that it's just happy. Like,
Yeah.
It's weird. Even the breakup songs are happy. Like it's like
But the other thing too is like, do you feel like they're playing music just to play music? They're not playing music to try to get noticed.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like music today has now become like, oh, I just want to do my breakout song
Yeah.
so that I'm
Yeah.
praised by millions. But to me, some of the best music is the ones that just played
Yeah.
just within a small group in a village somewhere.
Yeah,
or
and if
like
somebody
they're just
likes it, they
playing,
like it.
Yeah,
And
they're
that's
just
something-
like playing music
Yeah, exactly.
or singing.
Exactly. And so it kind of brought me back to just being like, okay, it's not about everything else. It's
Yeah.
about like, why did you start in the first place?
Right.
And so like that's kind of like the mentality I got when I came back. I was like, I love doing music. I love
Right.
making music. And I was like, if I could just be in the studio and make like 70 songs, I'd totally do it.
Right.
I'd have no issue with it. You know what I mean? And I feel like people nowadays are like, oh no, I want to work on the next hot thing that people are going to vibe with. Oh, this is in. Let me do it like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a constant thing. And so like
Those don't last long, though.
those don't last long. They're not hits. They're not. I mean,
No.
in my opinion, okay, there are a lot of hits on the radio. I love Dua Lipa. I think she's amazing. I think she's an amazing artist. There's a lot of artists that I idolize in a way because I feel like their craft and who they are
Right.
is like who they are.
Right.
Like Halsey is a great example. I think she's very artistic in the way that she said, in the way that she sings is very raw. She
I
doesn't
didn't
talk
hear
about
who you say. Who'd you say?
Halsey.
Halsey.
Yeah,
Halsey.
we got to work on Mike. Like no one per certain.
Look, like the last 5-ish years, I kind of blacked out because I feel that there hasn't really been anything good. There's a couple here and there.
Yeah. I mean, I still listen to old classics.
Yeah, like
I still listen to classics.
hip hop and rap. Anything
It's very in right now.
pre 2001, I'm in. Between
Yeah.
2001 and 2013,
Yeah.
14, I'm like, what is this garbage? I'm done.
Yeah.
But with the exception of a couple.
Of course.
But Gina, my wife, she's been listening to Cardi B and
Yeah,
like
Gina's
all
about
this
it.
trap house shit.
It's
and
a
I
very
was like,
in
what
time.
is this hilarity that I'm hearing? These are some funny ass fucking songs.
Oh my god.
And they're really good. I'm playing Overwatch. I'm playing video games, and I listen to that shit. I'm like, oh my god, my gameplay has improved.
Because it's catchy.
I'm so hardcore right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, it's catchy
I
stuff.
got red bottoms. Sorry.
Yes.
It's catchy as shit.
You can't me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my jam. I won't even lie. Like
sorry.
that's my
sorry.
pre-workout jam. Because I feel like when I do this, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to bust it out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like I just feel like when I came out with my recent single, it was like White Flag. It was called White Flag, and the music video is about like immigration and like what's going on in the country today.
Right.
And
that's just crazy.
Yeah, and so I wanted to do a video. Like I was like, I love the song. I was like, I want to do a visual where like people can relate to it.
Right.
So my makeup artist, I didn't like a lot of my actors hadn't come out that day because they like bailed on me last minute. So I was like, okay. And so my makeup artist, she's Mexican and something else.
Oh, the
She's
Mexican variety?
Yes, the Mexican variety.
Okay, got it.
And she I needed somebody to play the girl that was getting arrested, like from from
what
from the
better
cop.
person than a Mexican?
Exactly. So she, as we're filming it, I told her, I was like, I need you to cry. I needed you to think that like one of your family members being taken away. Like I need you to think like that. And she's just my makeup artist. She's not an actor. And so like we really got a great shot of her. And it was just that to me, when I hear music that is about something meaningful, like, Michael Jackson's album is amazing. His old stuff is amazing.
But see, and that's it right there. Like there are albums and songs from back in the day that are as relevant today as they were back then, right? Like you can pop in Man
in the Mirror by Michael Jackson
Michael Jackson, but like you put in some Tom Petty, you put in
got some Prince.
Hell, I even fucking go back to some 60s and shit. I mean, but those are songs that you can play today and people like instantly remember. Yeah. But tell me give me like 5 songs from the last 10 years that you think will survive the test of time. Like these songs have, some of these songs are 40, 50 fucking years old. And you can play them today.
Exactly.
But
and
I don't see there's music from the past 10 years that will do that.
Yeah.
In 40, 50 years.
I'm a big fan of Adele.
Yeah.
And I feel like Hello is like one of my favorite songs just because I think that it reminds me of a classic record.
Yeah. True.
Do you know what I mean?
Bruno Mars is that.
Bruno Mars is going to go down as one of the best artists of all time.
Yeah. He's like, one of the exceptions.
He is literally like there's not a lot of artists that take and he's one of those artists that I say that is very fearless with his craft because he's not scared to like take sounds from like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s.
I feel like he's time traveling through different generations.
Literally, because
the last one was the 90s.
The last one was 90s, and then the other one was like 70s vibes.
Yep.
And I love that because it's like not a lot of people can pull that off, and his voice goes with anything, and he can do everything. He can dance. Oh, I love him. Marry me.
Like the
literally
the best way to listen to the 70s to me was when I had a 1979 Lincoln Continental. It's like a huge fucking car. It's big, like Pitmobile, right? Like Superfly.
That's not the car that you had before.
That big green one with the white top.
Not the green one. I ate the black one.
Oh, the Camaro. I still got that.
Oh my god, things like crazy.
But that's another one. Listening to that style of music, that genre from the 70s, 60s, and all that in a car from that era.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so awesome. But Bruno Mars.
Something.
I will send him an email. I will tell him that if he's single, you are looking.
I am.
And I will be more than happy to arrange the marriage.
Thank you.
Okay, done.
Cristina
Completely
Mars.
Cristina Mars.
Christy Mars.
Christy Mars.
Sounds weird.
C Mars.
C Mars.
But
I don't know
you never
if it
know.
works. I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know.
You never know. Cardi B came out of nowhere and she's already with that dude. And she's already did the mix with Bruno Mars.
Love her.
You never know.
I love her. That's one of the artists. I think she's very. I love it because I think she's weird, but it's in a good way.
I think that's what it is,
I see her interviews
though.
and I'm like, oh, you're so funny. Like, I would be friends with her.
Yeah.
Like, I would be really good friends. I don't know. You want to be friends? Let's be friends. So
that's what my wife says.
Really?
She's like me and Cardi B. We're like this.
Yes.
We're like
I
this.
see her interviews. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I would totally get along with you. Just because, like, I don't think like she's like shmoney. Like, I'm like
now
about
I'm hearing
it.
that everywhere. But I think what it is. I think her appeal is that I don't give a
shit. Yeah.
Mentality.
I love that.
And she's not.
She's not
she's
afraid
just
to
like,
be
hey,
authentic.
This is what I do. Yes, my ass is fake. Yes, my everything.
Oh,
is,
yeah.
I don't give up. This
And,
is
like,
who I am. And like
exactly.
she doesn't. So she's not appealing to an audience
that
or
like
she's not
cares.
like she's not like molding herself to a perspective. She's like, nah, this is just
Exactly.
me, like me for who I am, whatever.
Exactly. And like that's kind of like the mentality that I've had for myself.
Right.
Was I got to a point where I was like, I'm so tired of like hiding me.
Right.
And like
Just do you.
I was like, I'm just gonna do me. And so like I started getting a lot more like, you know, people have been more interested in knowing who I am as an artist.
Yeah.
Like my hair has been like a huge thing about that because they're like,
No,
oh,
I dig it.
You're
I dig
Latina.
it.
I don't see a lot of Latinos with cut hair, like you know what I mean? Because you know that's just the main
Whoa,
stereotype.
You've seen one now.
I am the unicorn.
Okay. Let me one more question of Africa. When you were there, were you tempted, or did you started doing any soundtracks from The Lion King?
Oh my god.
I'm just saying. Because if I would have landed, the first thing going through my head is, see when yeah.
Oh
Man,
my
especially for like sunset.
gosh.
Tell me you didn't. Lie to me. I know you did. Did you?
I didn't think about it.
Ah,
I
you
know.
suck.
Isn't that suck?
Ah.
No, I really. The thing was, I like we were looking. No, it was the moment. The moment that I went to. We went to a zoo, like this little zoo. Well, it was actually a
Wait,
sanctuary.
you went to a zoo
We
in
went to a
Africa?
sanctuary. Sorry, a sanctuary for monkeys.
I was about to say, I was like,
Not a
does
zoo.
Africa have a zoo?
Not a
Like,
zoo.
Isn't all of
Yeah.
Africa a zoo? Like, there's animals everywhere.
Yeah, no, where we were actually was really crazy. It's weird. Night in the area that we were at, there weren't like you couldn't go on like safaris or anything like that. It wasn't like that type of area.
Yeah.
But they did have a sanctuary for monkeys.
Yeah.
And so like we saw like the monkeys with like the butts in the back.
Baboons.
The baboons.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I learned something new about something. Okay, it was really weird. It was really gross. It was just weird for me. Okay, so this one baboon, there was a female,
Yeah.
and her little butt was like
Yeah.
protruding or something.
Yeah.
And I found out that like she was in heat.
Yep.
And I was like, what? Like, I was like, what? And I was like freaking out. I was like, this is wild. I was like, and so I kept looking at her butt and I was like,
But that's how they attract guys.
that's how they attract guys.
And that's how we're related to apes. Look at today.
Okay.
All guys are attracted to ass. Just
my
just like male baboons to female baboons. The girl baboons out there, here's my ass.
Yes.
Here's my big red ass. And today, that's what Instagram is. It's like, hey world, here's my ass. And then you have all the male baboons like,
Literally.
ooh.
Oh my god. That's like I've been talking to. Let's talk about the dating scene really quick.
Oh shit. I'm not familiar with the
No,
dating
you're
scene.
not. You're not.
Yeah,
He's not.
I know of it. I am just happy that I'm no longer in it.
No, and you're so
'Cause
lucky you're not in it.
It's
Literally.
crazy. It's crazy.
It's just I've
Swipe,
learned something.
Swipe.
Okay,
Swipe.
I haven't done that.
Swipe. Got it.
I've seen friends though, and I have this really good friend, and like she was like, I'm on Bumble or whatever. I'm like, oh cool. And
What's
so like
Bumble?
it's like Tinder.
What's the difference? It's the same thing.
Okay, so supposedly this is what I just found out.
Sting.
I just found this out. Tinder is like for hookups, and then
Right.
suddenly Bumble is like for like if you want to be in relationships. So like Tinder is like the booty call, and then
Yeah.
Bumble's
But
like.
how do
let's-
you know the people on Bumble are
Exactly.
just using
I don't know.
it
I don't know. I haven't done it.
like to
I'm
make
gonna try it
themselves look better? It's like, oh, I'm gonna hook up on Bumble. Like
I
I'm still gonna
know.
hook up, but I'm
But
gonna make
the
it look
crazy-
like I'm looking for a
But the
relationship.
thing is that the women have to talk to the guys on Bumble. Like we have to start the conversation.
right.
That's what my friend did.
So like the guys have to basically impress you enough in their profile for you to
I guess,
talk to them.
yeah, because my friend was like,
I'm telling you.
my friend went left like a million times.
We're
She's like-
animals.
She's like,
We're
bye,
animals.
bye. I'm like, oh my god, like you didn't even see their picture for a second.
Right.
She's like, I just know. I'm like, oh.
You know what? I'm not in a dating scene, obviously. I'm happily married. I love my wife. But if I was in the dating scene, I would treat Bumble like if it was, you ever see Planet Earth?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever see those birds and how they attract the female?
Yeah.
I'm a bird, motherfucker. You know, they're doing all that. That would be my profile because that's essentially all it is. The guys have to instantly attract the female, right?
Yeah.
Like on Bumble.
Yeah.
On Bumble.
They have to say
right?
something interesting on their
Exactly.
profile.
I'll be out there with
for them
wings,
to be like interested.
you know, very colorful wings. I'll show
Colorful.
my plumage,
Beautiful.
you know, and just be dancing
Lovely.
around.
Yeah.
You know? That's
Show
how,
it all, put it
there
all-
you go,
put it
guys.
all on the table.
That's how you get girls on Bumble.
That is a semi the thing, I guess.
You
No,
know,
I'm just kidding.
no, just pretend you're on the, you're on the Animal Channel, you're on Animal Planet or a Planet
Oh
Earth,
my
and
gosh.
just
People
whatever
gotta
the
start
birds
looking at
do,
Planet Earth.
that's what you got to do. Do as the birds do.
So
Do as the birds do.
do as the birds do, I guess. So I noticed that just especially just I mean you're lucky you're not in the dating scene at all. they've been together for like ever.
I know this.
1,000
I know I'm
years.
lucky.
And it's very hard to find genuine relationships in this generation because the next person's always looking for something better.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Oh no, she looks so much better without makeup than you do on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Like, or she looks so much better than this, or like and it's like people are picky.
Blame social
people
media.
People are so picky nowadays.
Blame social media.
Like, and I'm like, to me, that's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. Like,
right.
I'm gonna just focus on my work.
So to add to that, let me ask you something, because you're 20. Just say 20. But my generation, like if you're in your 30s ish, you know, I always like to think of us as the in-betweeners, right?
Okay.
Because we were old enough to remember what the world was before the internet.
Yeah.
Right? But we're old enough to know what it's like. I'm sorry, we're young enough to, like, you know, grow up with it.
Be a part of the internet.
As it evolves.
Like, understand it. Not be like, you know, a lot older and be like, oh, I don't know how to work this.
So we're at the right age where we still know the feeling of both.
Mm-hmm.
But lately it's kind of harder to remember what it was before, but you still have that feeling.
I still have that, like, I still remember how it was before. I mean, I was in middle school. I know that. I mean, but even in high school, social media wasn't crazy like that.
Right.
Like,
but you still had internet.
We had Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there wasn't, like, Instagram had started.
Right.
Like, when I was a senior in high school.
Damn, I was out of high school already.
Yeah. Instagram started in 2011.
Right.
Right? So it started in 2011 or something, and all I used it for was, like, I would just post a picture, and nobody followed me. Like, nobody followed me at all. I used it just to get, like, the effects of, like, the border or whatever it was. Back when we had borders on Instagram.
Big-ass evolution.
And so then I started, like, realizing, I was like, oh, wow. Like, that's when Instagram started, like, I think a couple years afterwards was when Instagram started, like, growing. And then, like, now Instagram controls the world. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, people are on Instagram and Snapchat more than anything else, I feel like. You know what I mean? Facebook is, like, whatever.
But it's helped you out, though, right?
It has helped me.
Right.
If it was around when I was in middle school, oh, my gosh. Like, especially when I started.
Right.
I feel like, because MySpace was okay.
Oh, MySpace.
I do miss MySpace. I miss MySpace. I miss having
what
layouts.
What was it called? Yeah, like the custom text,
layouts. You get to have
HTML codes
music
and all that.
And, like,
the falling stars.
Oh, I hated those. Those would run away.
Yeah,
I would always go into somebody's page.
Just kind of walk, just
I would have judged your page so much.
Mine always changed.
I would have been like this guy. But I used to take MySpace photos, like, you know, like the selfies before, like, you could actually see yourself.
Kids are like, what the fuck is MySpace? What is that? What are they talking about?
I would like take a picture and then I'd be like, no, the duck lips aren't working again. Let's do another duck lip picture.
Do you remember when duck lips came about? When that started?
My family made fun of me.
I'm telling you,
like,
it's
my family.
We're a part of. So you're right. I will feel like you're right at the tail end of the in-betweeners.
Yeah.
Right? Because
I was right after you guys.
Yeah, like you get to see it all evolve.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine where this is gonna go in about even just 10 years.
I'm scared.
You know, because all this has happened in the last 5-6 years.
I'm scared.
Imagine in 10 years.
It's gonna be scary.
Right.
It's gonna be weird because I'm already like, oh, like sometimes I just want to throw my phone away.
That hurts the dating scene because
it does.
Well, I guess it. So
social media is. I'm gonna be real. It ruins relationships.
It helps and it ruins. I mean, it's just weird.
It's
just
weak
it's
relationships.
weird. It's a double-sided sword.
It ruins weak relationships. I feel like, especially like if like you don't trust that person, you're gonna constantly like be looking for something.
Trust is the main.
And trust is like,
it's the main key.
I'm gonna be real. I don't want. I'm done. So I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, look, take it for somebody who has been married for such a long time. Me and my wife maybe fight once a year. You know, once every whatever blue moon. But the trick is just you gotta find your best friend. Cheesiness.
I feel like if you vibe with somebody
and
that's
trust.
Yeah.
You know?
Trust is it's literally 90% of that relationship.
I would say it's
100.
Because you have to have the strength to give somebody trust, right? Just trust them unconditionally until they give you a reason not to. But you can't go looking for a reason.
Would you stay with a person even if they broke your trust?
Depends on
what it was.
On what it was. Like, for example, let's say they cheated on you. That's it. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
There's no. And then here's something that, and this is just again my opinion, but the whole thing that people change is bullshit.
I think it's bullshit.
People do not change. People
grow.
Who they are.
People grow.
Exactly. But
they don't change.
They don't change. They are who they are.
And I don't believe like, and I just know this from experience. I feel like I'm the same person that I was since I've met you. I've
Right.
always
No,
been the same.
I will vouch
And
for
you've
that.
been the same person too. And so I've always been the same person. I know a lot more than I did.
Mhm.
That's growth. That's
Yeah.
me mentally growing. But I've never changed. You know what I
Right.
mean? And people, and especially in relationships, like a person's not willing to change for you unless they want to do it for themselves mainly, or if they
Right.
want to grow into a better person.
Not even. I disagree with that to
Really?
a certain extent, because I feel you should be able to be who you are, and the person that you're with should
Accept that?
accept who you are, right? Even doesn't matter. Even if you are somebody who's into bondage and getting candle wax poured on you, and you're a heavy metal, death metal,
We know what Gina and him
all
do.
that shit. You should be with somebody that's gonna love you because that's who you are.
Oh,
But
yeah,
the
that.
one thing that I hate
Exactly.
is when people say, female or male, they say, "Oh, I'm gonna change him. Oh, I'm gonna make him into how I think he should be."
That's different. But like, what if like the person, when I mean change is more of like, like I didn't mean to do this. I'm gonna change. I promise. Like, you know what I mean? Like being like not in a positive way, not in a positive aspect. As like you can be with somebody and accept them for their flaws and all. I feel like that is a healthy relationship because then not every relationship is perfect. I've known I have a bunch of brothers and sisters that are in relationships. You know what I mean? You fight, like happens.
Yeah,
Healthy
it happens.
relationships, you fight. Or you argue about stupid stuff, and it just happens. You know what I mean? But if somebody and I've seen this just from like people that I like, my friends that I'm friends with or whatever, and they're in these unhealthy relationships because they're with somebody who has broken their trust and has promised them over and over again, like, oh, I promise I'm going to change. I don't believe that's true. I believe a cheater is always a cheater at the end of the day, especially if somebody's like cheated on you with somebody else and then is with that person, they're likely to cheat on that person with somebody else as well, because I believe in that.
Well, those people, there's two types of people, right? Well, this is how I see it. And a few of my friends, we all kind of see the same way, right? Life is a video game, right? Some people are great at the single player game. Some people are great at the multiplayer game.
That's true.
Right? So like the little in joke between me and my wife is player 1, player 2. That's how we started, right? Because I was like, hey, do you want to join my quest, my video game? Do you want to be my player 2? Like, do you want to tackle the big boss, the final boss stage in a party, But some people are better at the single player. They're going to go through that dungeon of life and get to the final stage on their own, and they'll have non-playable characters come in and out.
Hilarious,
That's relationships.
like, concept.
But think about it, though.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
You
though.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, you just have to ask yourself as an individual, like, well, what kind of player am I?
Yeah.
And if you are the type of person that feels like you're going to be a cheater, then just don't be in a relationship.
Don't be in a. I've said
until
this
you're
multiple
ready.
times.
Until you're ready.
I've said this multiple times. If you're not ready to be with someone like committedly, don't be with anybody.
And it's
And
not
then you
saying,
can it doesn't mean that you'll never be with anybody.
yeah.
It's just saying to the point that like, one, you're not mentally prepared to handle a relationship.
Nope.
And two, like, life is about like,
Box of chocolates.
yeah, oh my God, I want a box of chocolates right now. Valentine's Day is coming up, so I'm gonna buy myself a box of chocolates. It's okay. But like, I believe like, just because I've met a lot of my friends that have dealt with relationships with like the person cheated on them, and it's like that person just wasn't mentally prepared to handle you
It wasn't
at
ready.
that time. They weren't, and and I've seen relationships where like my sister, for example, like they ended things when she was 20 and then they got back together when she was 37.
Your sister just said, shut up. Don't talk about my relationship.
I know. It's okay. I got a bunch of them, bunch of sisters. So like, it's like nobody knows which
We
one
don't
I'm
know which
talking about.
one.
Like, you never know which one I'm talking
We'll
about.
call her Carla.
Oh God.
What if her name really was Carla?
It's not. Thank God. No, it's not. It starts with a G.
But again, like, I just think, and if you're the person that got cheated on, shed your tears, get over with, get it over with. You're allowed to cry. You deserve it, right?
Yeah.
Feel what you have to feel, be sad, but then just move on, because it's not gonna help you to try to
Fix
get that
something.
person back.
Oh, yeah.
Change the person, because again, they might change for a small
5
temporary
seconds.
time. But in the end, why would you choose to be with somebody and force them to be who they're not?
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Don't fight against the current.
So true.
Find yourself
So true.
somebody that you vibe with and that you're gonna connect with, and that you're ready to say, hey, join my fucking multiplayer game. Let's go
I'm
do
gonna
this.
start saying
Let's
that now.
tackle this.
Be like,
you know?
you be player 1, I'll be player 2.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my pickup line. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get
My new
tattoos.
pickup line.
Me and my wife are gonna get tattoos probably.
Get out of my
Player 1,
face.
player,
Get out of my
2.
face.
But because again,
I love that.
it's not about finding somebody that you're willing to change, right? It's not about finding somebody that you're just gonna be content with. You're not gonna just
don't settle. Don't be
You know,
comfortable.
I can't find nobody.
Don't
I'm
be
not getting any younger.
comfortable.
It doesn't. In fact, it does not matter. Time is an illusion.
Yeah.
Time doesn't matter. Some people will say it does. I say it maybe very little.
Yeah.
But like, good example. I've been together with my wife for fucking almost 10 years. We have no kids. I know people that have been together for 3 months and they got 3 kids.
I know.
And people are always like, hey, when are you gonna have kids? It's like, where's the rush?
Yeah,
You know,
where's
the
literally
rush?
where is the rush though?
You know,
Where is the rush?
don't do what your family expects of you. Don't do what society expects of you. Don't be with somebody because you think that's
Yeah.
who you should be and they're gonna make. No, if you are a big dork, find you another dork. You know,
I love that. Like, and I've noticed, like, I was like, because I am like super weird, and I'm like,
So
the
you need a
person,
weirdo.
I need a weirdo.
You know, you
I've
need you a
noticed that.
nice Dragons and Dragons. Jesus, Dungeons and Dragons player.
I
That's
should
what
just
you
go
need.
for a nerd, I
Or a
guess.
nice
I have no
LARPer.
idea.
Nice. Well, and that's what I tell a lot of these girls that you know, they're gorgeous and all that, and they're look at me, I'm fly, whatever the fuck.
Fly.
And I can't find a man. It's because you're looking. Where are you looking? You're looking in bars and clubs.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you're
Yeah.
looking. And because of the way you look, you attract a certain
type of
guy who
Exactly.
wants to use you as a trophy, right?
Exactly.
And I get you. You want to look fly. You want to look super sexy, but you're still looking for something real. You're not looking to be somebody's trophy.
Yeah.
But if that's where you're going to be looking in clubs, that's the kind of, guys. That's the kind of guy that it attracts.
I'm so
But
happy
imagine-
I'm not a club person.
I can't be.
I've
no
never
more.
been a club person. I've gone to
it's had
clubs
its time.
for 5 seconds. You've seen me at a club, and I've left.
I feel like I'm working at a club because I used to.
Yeah, I know. Like, I used to
But-
see Mike all the time at clubs.
But if that same girl were to just try to go out, I'll use Dungeons and Dragons again, or like just go to a comic book store.
Yeah.
Those guys would treat her like a queen,
princess.
and she might
Yeah.
find something that she likes in this person that she never knew about. Hell, she could be an undercover Dungeons and Dragons player and doesn't even know it, but she doesn't give herself the opportunity, right? Because that same person only does what society tells her to do. I looked a certain way, so I need to
Mike
be
is
a
hooking up
club
all
rat.
the geeky guys.
I'm
I love
telling you,
it. I
I'm
love
telling you, I'm
it.
telling
He's like,
or
give,
even guys.
give us all guys a chance.
Even guys. You're tired of hooking up with these shallow women and all they do is think about themselves, right? And that's the relationships that you're getting. Maybe you need to take your ass to a library if they
Yeah.
even exist. Find you a nice librarian.
But even,
you
like-
never know. Or just go somewhere that you wouldn't expect to find somebody. Get outside your
Yeah.
comfort zone. Go to a group of nature foragers where they're just gonna go pick mushrooms out of the woods or whatever. You might
kind of
not.
mushrooms?
You don't know. You don't know. That could be you, but you don't give yourself the opportunity.
Yeah, no,
You're talking about MySpace and now you're talking about libraries.
Yep.
I know.
I just gave my.
I
Wait,
don't
here
know.
is it. Okay, well,
Dating advice via Mike.
so there's no libraries no more. But
Like, just
how
go
about
to a
this?
coffee
Get the
shop.
fuck
Find
off-
yourself a
get
nice,
the fuck
like-
out of social media. How about that?
Yeah, I'm old school. I think it's so weird when people try to like find. Oh yeah, he slid into my
But it
DMs.
works. But it works.
It works there. My
Sometimes it
sister met
works.
her husband off of Match.com, so like I'm not like one to judge like how
Yeah.
people find other people.
Yeah.
It's no issue. I am new to that scene myself right now, so like I am, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm to be honest, like I that's what makes it scary about like being single during this generation is just
Yeah.
like because like even men in their 30s and you're not one of them and you're not one of them either.
That's why
It's
girls are gonna be in trouble when these sex dolls come
Oh my
out. Guys are gonna be
God.
like, "I'm tired of this dating scene. I can't find nothing real. Hell, all the girls that I'm dating
Can't find
are half
nothing
my doll."
real.
Hey,
oh
hey,
my god.
hey! I saw a meme that was hilarious. It was like, it was a girl going, "Hey, girls, y'all are in trouble, with these plastic ass, these dolls. They got a fake ass. They got fake boobs. Well, you know what? Maybe you girls are in trouble. Shit."
Yeah.
Because it's like your boobs are fake, your ass is fake, but the doll is fake. That's 50% you. So halfway there.
Damn.
Dum dum dum.
even talk. I mean, supposedly they do talk, or supposedly they're
Well,
supposed
they
to
just hey, it's just like social media algorithms. They only say what you want them to say. That's why they're all like, "Oh, you understand me," because they're hooked up to the internet, and all they're gonna do is say what the internet knows
Men,
you like.
why? Why?
Dun dun dun. Well, okay. So
Why?
dating scene, got it. Sucks. It blows. But there's hope out there. I think as long as you get out of your comfort zone and actually give yourself a chance, you will find that person. Also, little piece of advice, guys. If you are feeling some sort of way and you feel like your relationship is already kind of, whatever, then it doesn't hurt to try and experiment something new, because what's the worst that can happen? They're going to say no, right?
In your relationship.
You
It's,
want
like,
to just
different.
end it? Or like,
That's
hey, damn,
that's
I
my-
really want to fuck another girl. Well, instead of cheating, why don't you just go ask your girl, like, hey.
Oh my God! I'm literally. This is. All right.
And, okay, so
I'm gonna
your
just let
girl,
you guys know
your
this now.
your girl says yes or no. Yes
No.
or no. If she says yes,
It's literally
your
no.
dream come true. If she says no, you're
No.
already thinking of
I-
cheating, right? So end the relationship right there.
Let me tell you. Oh my! I'm gonna slap Mike in the face. Listen, I'm gonna just be real,
You never
ladies.
know.
If your man asks you to have a threesome for a really long time, no. You know what I mean? Because like the thing is like then just end the relationship, because obviously that's the one thing that he has on his mind is being with another woman, and so like that's just my advice. End it.
Right.
End it. Once
But-
he asks you like 7 times,
But hey,
end it.
you never know. There might be some undercover
But if
freaks
you're
out there.
hey, listen, if you're a freak and you're really down for it, then do it. I mean,
okay.
I advise you.
Okay,
If
and
you're
here's-
not, if you're like one of those people that are like, I can only deal with one person,
Right.
then that's
It's crazy too because it's
Mike,
like
do
a
me a favor and roll left a little bit. Having to play with these. No, keep talking,
nice.
keep
All right.
talking.
So, like an old wise man on a desert planet in a galaxy far, far away said, "It's all from a certain point of view." Obi-Wan Kenobi.
oh my gosh.
But in my career, I've dealt with so many different types of people. So many. I've dealt with people that are in just one relationship, one and one, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
I've been with, I haven't been with, rephrase. I have met people who are swingers. I've met people who, like, they started throwing out phrases that I didn't know. They're like, are you poly? I'm like, am I poly? Poly? And the only thing I can, polywag? Pokemon? No, what's a polygraph?
What?
Do I have polygraph? They're like, do you share? I'm like, oh, this entire group of people, which are amazing, super talented, super spirit, like the
I've
whole
met a
9 yards.
couple.
They're just like you and me, except that
They share
they
a
share
relationship.
relationship, and they're all happy. So
And
it's
they're
all from a
happy.
certain point of view. So
Everybody's different, and I've learned that like I'm one of those people.
Mhm.
I want to keep my relationship. Is it monogamous?
Yeah.
I want to be
so you're
monogamous.
mono. Is it
I'm
Mani?
I'm
I don't know.
Mani.
I heard poly. I don't know what Mani
I'm
is.
Mani. So I have no issue with being that. I guess I've always had this like I'm like it's just one person and me. That's it.
Right.
Like I'm cool with that. And
Right.
maybe down the road you never know what could happen. You know what I mean? So like, but the thing is, it's like I don't. That's just been me. You know what I mean? But I have met
that's the
people who are
crazy-
in poly relationships.
Yeah.
And they are happy. And I've seen the videos too where like I'm dating Ben
all
and Brad at the
perspective.
same
It's all
time, and like we
perspective.
all like do this and
As long as everybody's happy. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That's, as long as everybody's
you're
happy.
happy and you're not committing crazy things in life, then do you, boo boo. Like,
But
I
like
don't
so
think
so
it's
the
a
whole
problem.
point of what I was saying of like that whole, just ask you why is like if you're already going down that path of thinking, you might as well just be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Because
you're right.
it doesn't hurt to just put it all out there because you never know if the your significant other or whoever you're
Is
talking
down
to
for it.
maybe they've been thinking the same thing, but it's
Yeah.
just y'all too embarrassed to talk.
Yeah.
So the problem is, it's not like if you're thinking about adding more people or whatever it is because you're being you just want to fuck other women or whatever. It's just like just be honest. Like if you're thinking about it, just be honest about it.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
it's a lot better to discuss it and talk it out than it is to just do it behind somebody's back because that is
That's
the break
the
of
worst.
trust. And the whole point is
It's
you
the
have
worst.
to have trust.
It's the worst.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's a story there, but I'm not gonna get into that.
It's the worst.
But again, like I said, it's not as complicated as
It's
people
okay.
make it out to be. It
Yeah.
really isn't.
yeah.
The
I mean,
key is trust not just with the other person,
Just-
but with
yeah.
yourself.
But also realize that like if you're not happy in something, leave it.
Yep.
Just leave it. And
Yep.
that's been my motto. If I'm not happy, especially now, don't continue to fight for something if it doesn't make you happy anymore. You know what I mean? Because then at the end of the
Change it
day,
up.
you know what I mean? And I've noticed that just like in relationships, there's a lot of one-sidedness in relationships nowadays.
Yeah.
Or like there's always one person doing more than the other one, and
Yeah.
da. And it's like, you know what? Listen, if
Two-player
you have that
game.
if you have that type of relationship, get out. Don't like because that's.
But
you're-
I love him.
Yeah. Yeah.
the worst.
Just get out, and it's because there's no point in fighting for something when the other person's not fighting for it as
Nope.
well.
You got one life.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
in this video game, you got one.
yeah,
life.
you have one life, and don't waste it waiting for something that probably isn't going to happen. And that's my advice to you.
Nope.
Advice from Cristina.
Now I'm gonna change it up a little bit because I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. In your musical field, right? You're a singer, you're a songwriter, you're out there, you're doing your thing, right? Are there other avenues of music that interest you that are just kind of like out of left field? Like, for example, would you ever be curious or interested in trying to make music for, say, a video game? Or
Oh.
maybe you want to do voice acting?
My friend,
know?
actually, I have a friend who does music for video games.
What,
He
like,
does,
what,
the
so
theme
like something
songs or
like that.
like the Zelda stuff or something like that. Yeah.
I'm telling you, some of the best fucking music comes
Yeah.
from video games. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But
I never really thought about it.
think about it. Like, okay, so like, do you only want to be a singer-songwriter, or would you be interested in going into like different things, like just fucking making jingles or just having
I
fun
have actually
out there?
been. Somebody came to me about doing jingles. It was like about 2 years ago, and I was like, and I was going to do a jingle for something, but and then like something else happened. But I always heard, I mean, they make money. I won't even lie. Like they make
a lot
they
of
make
money.
bunks.
Ringtones.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I
but
do
just
ringtones.
but like I always thought
remember
as
when
a
ringtones were a
musician,
thing though?
they still are a
Yeah,
thing.
No, but like
But, yeah, it used to be
back in the day, it'd like,
huge.
I'ma buy you a drink.
99 cents, every single one.
Ooh-wee. Oh my gosh.
Every
yeah.
single one.
Yeah.
They were making
This
money.
is before iPhones came out. This is
Yeah.
like way before iPhones came out.
Yeah.
And I used to have that app where it was like, it was like a
My
little-
sidekick. That was a
always-
badass with my side custom cover and all.
I'm so jealous of everybody who's had a sidekick.
But yeah, they're dog shit
I
now.
want to get one just to like.
I still
play
got
with
mine.
it.
I still got
You
mine
still have
somewhere.
one?
Yeah, I keep most
Would
of
it
my old cell
still
phones.
work?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. It actually might work better.
I used to have a
'Cause there's-
Blackberry.
it's just-
so much internet now.
Yeah, there's just blip done.
Yeah.
You know, there's not.
Back in
It
the
won't
day,
kill your
like,
battery.
Oh yeah.
Bricks,
It was the
ugh.
worst.
But okay, so, like for example, would you be curious to try to be like having that one song that is known forever because it was part of like an animated Disney movie?
Oh my god, I'd love.
Wouldn't
to
that
do,
be awesome?
No, I'd love to do like the theme songs to like like the soundtrack to like movies.
Yeah.
That's like been a thing of
You should do
mine.
that.
I would love to do that.
You should
like,
do that.
And like I'm excited for
Anybody
I'm
needs a
excited for-
soundtrack for your short film?
I'm excited for the Lion King movie because I know that soundtrack's
The
about
live action
sound.
one?
Yes.
I'm actually
the
very happy
Aladdin
they
one.
got James Earl Jones to
Yes.
come back as Mufasa.
Oh my god, I just got chills. Like he is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh my
where
God,
Matthew
his voice
Broderick is
amazing.
at to
Oh
do
my gosh.
Simba.
Oh yeah.
You know what? They should have got JTT to come do adult Simba. Now that he's all grown up,
Who?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, right? Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He did young Simba.
Oh.
See, that's before your time. JTT.
I didn't know the names. Okay, I've
Jonathan
seen Lion
Taylor
King a
Thomas.
million times. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he was like
I knew Matthew
he was
Broderick
the
was the
music.
voice
He
of
was the
him.
movie Justin Bieber back in his day.
Really?
Like every girl had posters of this kid. He was everywhere, mob, the whole 9 yards.
Was really disappointed when, I love Aladdin.
Oh, the new one's coming out too, the live action one. Man, I don't know about Will Smith as Genie. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't
Like,
know.
semi-
Rob, what is
that?
this? Ooh. What's going on here? Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Back in the day, cell phones were meant to be tiny. The
Oh my God, oh my
tinier
God.
cell phone, the better. Damn,
It's a
Lazlow.
swipe up. Oh my god, dude.
ah.
This brings back memories.
Sidekick.
A
So-
Motorola. My first phone was a Motorola.
What else is
Not this one though.
There's a sidekick.
Handwritten side.
Oh, check.
Oh my god,
Sidekick.
It
Oh.
seems so much
Look,
smaller
flip.
than I thought it was.
Flip. You drop this.
This is the only.
No crack screen.
This is the only
No
thing.
crack
Is this
screen.
even closed? Okay.
You don't know how to do that?
I always want to be like one of those girls. I'd be like,
Oh.
what
You
are you
know,
talking about?
You're like, oh, and then there was always that conversation like, hey, yours is a flip and a rotate. Mine's
Yes.
a slide.
Yes.
Mine's just a slide.
Sword pulling out the sword sound when it would flip
Are you
over.
serious? That's hilarious.
What else?
Like
A lot of good games of
I
Snake
had-
on this.
I
A
used
lot of good games of
those-
Snake.
And then like the cool thing was like the first. I don't know if it was this one, but it was like the ones that were built like this.
Yeah.
You could change the skin.
Is this the Matrix one? Is this the one that came out for the Matrix promo?
Oh my god, that's old as hell.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's ancient.
You guys just don't know. Those who do, I'm sure you guys are going like, where did you get these?
And then you would clip it on your
Sony
pants.
Ericsson. Singular. Who remembers Singular?
I remember Singular.
Singular.
That was my first phone.
Was that your
my
first
first
phone?
phone.
Is that your actual first phone? Lazlow,
It
where did
was-
you get her first phone?
It was literally not. This was like not okay. It was the ones that looked exactly like this.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Singular. It was T-Mobile, and it was the Motorola T-Mobile.
Well, I had this one, and I had Sidekick. These are my two mains.
If you had the razor in here, I'd probably cry.
I never got a razor.
That's old.
Yep. So, for the younger generation who's watching this, you needed one of these.
Oh my.
You needed one of these, right? And what else you got in here that you used to carry in your pocket? Yep, the recorder. So
recorder.
all these three things at one point were in your
my
pocket.
God.
Now it's all in one. Technology.
This is like just so. It brings
Technology.
back so many memories. I used
What
to
is
have
this?
a strawberry chocolate phone, and my mom used to wear these all the time on her ears. Like she'd be like, "Hold on, I got a call."
All photographers
She
just lost their mind.
Oh
Look
my
at
god!
this. Look at this.
Remember,
cool pics.
this would be like what you'd carry around to school because like you would probably take pictures in the bathroom
Ah.
or you would take pictures in the cafeteria because you were like chilling in the cafeteria like let's take a picture guys and just take pictures of random shit.
Oh God, this just brought back so many
Gosh.
memories. Oh,
She
It
said
makes-
sidekick. Sidekick. I had to bust that out.
that was
got
perfect. That was
so
awesome. Thank you for that
emotional.
time travel, sir.
I got
Thank
so
you for that
emotional.
time travel.
Because like
Do you
the
miss
thing
those
is,
days?
I miss the days where like I used to be on the bus and I instead of this is before the iPod came out, but I used to have my CD player.
Me too. I used to have my case, my clip-on case.
Yeah.
And I just
Mine
be
was
like,
a yellow, mine was an orange and white CD player.
Mine
and I
was
used to
gray,
play-
covered in paint,
Oh.
because I used to do construction paint.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Wow.
what the fuck is up with your CD player? Like, bitch, it works. I don't care.
It works. Yeah,
Oh.
mine was ugly as hell.
You had to clean the little lens on your CD player.
Yep.
Because it wouldn't
Yep.
read. You'd be like,
And then it would
Hold on.
scratch and you'd be like, oh shit.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then like I would actually carry because I used to have like the CD bag, like the bag
CDs.
that you would like zip open
Yep.
and like you would have the CDs.
Yep.
And I used to have like Pink. I used to have Aaliyah. I used to have like all old.
Did you have the
soul.
color CDs where you had to write them on? All your
I-
songs, your mixes, and all of
Yes!
that?
I'm sorry, I just got really excited.
Right now, you just gave
I
half
just
the
gave
world
everybody a heart
tinnitus.
attack.
Ah, ringing.
Nobody. Okay, I had so many like I had so many. What were they called? They were like bootleg CDs. But
Yeah.
like I used to have so many. I'd be like, okay, party mixtape, and then I'd be like,
Yeah.
drive car thing or
Did
whatever.
you buy the songs or did you Napster it?
I actually bought mine.
Oh.
Either it was that or it was the what was it called? It was like it was not Napster. They had the other ones. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it.
There was the one with the bear. There was one that bear.
No, it was.
There was a purple one.
It was a green thing. It was a green symbol.
Oh, I know what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about? You download free shit all the time.
LimeWire.
That's what I had.
LimeWire. LimeWire.
Kids will
let me
never
ask you
know.
this. Let me ask you this. Now that you're getting up there, how would you feel if your work ended up on LimeWire and people just downloaded it? How would you feel?
I think I've seen one of my songs on LimeWire.
But what do you think? Like, and I'll be completely honest with you. I'll
Honestly,
be
you know
completely.
what's
I
real
used
weird?
to pirate music all the time, but it was the only way that I was introduced to
No.
new music.
And that makes sense. Because there was a point where like I wasn't rich enough to buy like $1.99 song.
A lot of us weren't.
Like
A
yeah,
lot
I
of
mean
us
so
weren't.
like there were ways you could like rip it off of YouTube, and I know
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
But like I mean I did. You know?
But a lot of people were introduced to a whole wave of new artists
yeah.
through things like that because they essentially had an unlimited catalog of music that they could
That's
just be
very
like,
true.
oh, what's this mix? What's this mix? Oh, now I want to know who this is. Oh, this music sounds familiar. It was basically manual Pandora and Spotify.
Yeah.
Like today, you download one of those two, and then it just gives you a bunch of
Yeah.
random songs.
I mean with Spotify.
Back in the day, you just had to search and look.
Yeah. And Spotify, I think it's really changed iTunes music. I mean, everything
Mm-hmm.
is like, it's so weird how different it is because I don't think about it a lot, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, like burning CDs onto a disc was our Spotify.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
playing the playlist
Yeah.
that we had.
LimeWire was a Spotify,
Yeah.
Pandora, and our Pandora, and then the CDs were our phones or
Yeah.
our iPods.
Yeah.
That's how we transported
Yeah.
everything. And then you would share music. You're like, oh, you gotta hear this album. I'm gonna burn you a CD.
Burn you a CD.
I'm gonna burn you a CD.
You know how
hey,
many CDs
did
I
you
would
hear that
burn?
new Outkast CD?
Oh
I'm
my
gonna burn
god.
it for you. Now it's just, I'm gonna send you a link.
Yeah, I'll just send you a YouTube link.
Yeah, and that's all it is. But and there was people always personalized it and
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
always
It
used
was
to like
always fun.
design. Like I used to put
Yeah.
flowers on mine. I'd be like
Yeah.
CD number 1. You know what I
It's
mean?
days
And then
gone
my mom
by.
would get annoyed. She'd be like, "Your CDs are all in the car." I'm like, I know. I'm
I
sorry.
know. Now people make art with them, retro
Yeah.
art, which is cool. Which is cool.
It's sad because CDs aren't doing. I mean, I think for the older generation, obviously, like they still buy CDs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not
It's
even.
gonna
I don't
get
think
to a
so.
point,
do
but
they
it's-
really?
It's gonna get to a point where like people are gonna start just buying CDs because it's like it's like it's not historic, but it's like when people buy record CDs, it's just to like keep them.
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because it's all about your car. Newer cars today don't even have CD players.
But no, that's what I mean. It's like
So
they're not gonna play it. But
they're
it's
not
like
gonna have CDs. They're not gonna buy CDs.
yeah, it's like
Plug it
with
in.
record players, like the
Yeah.
old school record.
Yeah.
My sister.
So you
my,
think there'll be like a
my
group?
sister collects them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she does, but she doesn't play them.
Can you imagine though when we get to a certain point of our life, we're gonna
Yeah.
look back and people are gonna call CDs retro, and they're gonna say, I mean, I guess they're doing it now.
No,
but,
they're already doing
yeah,
it
but,
now.
but they're
It's
gonna be
so
like
weird.
they're gonna be like how records are today.
Yeah.
Oh my God, remember MySpace and CD?
Oh my god.
I know we're doing it now.
Grandma, like you guys had MySpace. That's so weird. We can see like each other through
We
our
have
eyeballs.
holograms
We have
now.
holograms from our finger.
Oh, Black
It's like,
Mirror. Have you seen Black Mirror?
dude.
Watch Black
when we
Mirror.
were talking about social media and like how like that one episode
Where
like,
life
it
is
tripped-
the one where she has like basically
have
life
to
is
like-
dictated by social
exactly.
media.
So
But
if,
how
like,
many likes you got?
piss somebody off, like they'll rate you and it
Yep.
goes down. And that to me was like this is literally life.
That's where we're going.
And
That's
it's like
where
it's
we're
gotten
going.
to a point where like I've noticed, especially being an artist and especially the last 2 years, people say a lot of shit about me that isn't true.
Ignore it.
And especially in Atlanta because
Ignore it.
it's a very small city.
Atlanta is small.
It's small.
If you know one person, you know everybody.
I invited a friend to this like housewarming thing I had at my house, and he knew somebody that was there already because they went to
Right.
the same studio, and I was
Right.
like, "See, that's just so small, and it's weird.
Everywhere I go, I run into somebody I know.
I can never date in Atlanta.
So you're gonna import somebody now?
No, I'm just
You're gonna import.
move to Miami.
Hey, I'm going. Line them up.
I just feel like everybody knows each other. Like they know my business.
Well, even Miami is part of Atlanta.
I
Where
know.
does Atlanta go when it gets
True.
cold?
That's
When I go to Miami, it's like,
go-
hey, what's up? Where you
I'll go
from?
to
Atlanta. Okay,
Europe.
is there anybody from Miami?
I'll go
Is
to
there
Europe.
anybody here?
I heard English guys are really cute. So
English guys? Go find out.
Heard this?
my friend told me this. She's in England. She's like, "Oh my god, the guys from England are so hot." And I'm like, "Okay." And so like
It's
she
also
showed.
the accent. It's something about English.
Oh
English.
my gosh, Australians too.
Like even, I hope I don't catch shit, but even a dumb English person sounds smarter than me, right? Because
Like the Cockney accent?
like it just whatever that accent just seems
Ah,
proper
I'm
no matter
muscle
what it
bread.
is. No matter even if it's like dumb gibberish, it still sounds a lot more like, eloquent or like more luxurious than just
Yeah.
hey, what up?
I sometimes wish I had an English accent. I do. So
My-
sometimes
yeah,
I like.
I can't.
sometimes
I
like
try,
will-
but it sounds Scottish and Irish, and it's like a weird mix.
Oh gosh.
Hello. But anyway,
Somebody here.
I know I forgot to lock the door.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good. So
But yeah.
have you seen? And I'm sure this is kind of something that, if you've seen it, but have you seen this documentary on Netflix called Residente with Residente Calle 13? Remember Calle 13?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what happened to him, and then this documentary popped up on Netflix, and he's doing some really fucking pretty cool shit where he basically traveled around the globe
Goals.
looking for different types of music from people from within those countries, looking for new sounds, and then he, after his journey, he created a lot of music using all those influences, including singers
That's
from
smart.
each one of those
That's
countries,
smart.
to create something
Completely
completely
different.
new.
Yeah.
And I just started watching it just because I was curious of what happened to this dude. And then when I saw it, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And usually I'm watching documentaries when I'm editing my photo work.
Yeah.
And so I just popped this on, and it was amazing. The music is awesome. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
I need to watch it.
It's called. I think it's called Residente
I watch
on
a
Netflix.
lot of documentaries.
What's
I
one of
watch
your
so
favorites?
many. Okay, this is hard. I gotta think about this now. I watch a lot of horror documentaries.
Did you see the Slender Man one?
Okay.
With the little girls that killed
Yeah.
the friend.
Oh
It's
my
fucked up.
gosh, that's so weird. And
Slender Man told
I mean,
him
I
to
know
do
that
it.
Slender Man's not real because I had actually like.
What are you talking about? He's totally real. He's totally real. Internet, he's real. She said it. I didn't say that it's not real. I believe it. Don't kill me.
There was a thing and it was actually like people who use this. He was like a user or something like that on the computer or something.
Reddit. He's a computer
I think it was
guy.
Reddit. I think it was Reddit.
Yeah, most of these things come from
Yeah,
Reddit.
it was from Reddit. And
Yeah.
so they were doing like this thing where it was like, come up with like the creepiest thing you could ever think of.
Right.
And so like he came up with this they would Photoshop like certain things into pictures to make it
Right.
seem as if it was real, just to see like how much you can really get. And I just
Right.
read about this, and it was like that one famous picture where like the kids are playing on the swing set, and then there's like Slender Man like chilling in the background. And then like what they would do is like they would create a storyline as to like on the bottom like
Right.
Catherine was last seen with these 13 children. They all disappeared. And so, like,
Fucking creepy.
It's so weird. I mean,
Creepy.
I live in this house by myself now. And
That's right. You are newly on your own.
I'm a newly independent female.
You're newly independent. You're out on your own. You moved out of mom and dad's house.
No.
Must be exciting. And scary.
It's scary to a point where, like, at night, like, I'm used to the craziness.
Yeah.
I'm used to hearing loudness. I'm used to being around people constantly. And so when
Right.
you go from that kind of environment to an environment where, like, it's very quiet and
Yeah.
I have a cat. And so, like...
I heard one. I'm going to give you nightmares right now.
Oh, Jesus. No, because I'm already starting to
So
see
check
these
this
weird
out.
things in the back.
So I forgot the name, but there's another podcast where they just do like horror stories. Some of them are true and some
Like
are
conspiracy things?
no, like really scary situations, right? So
Trigger.
I hope I tell this tale correctly,
I'm triggered.
right? So there's this writer who goes up to a cabin up in the mountains to get away from the world so that he can concentrate on writing, right? He wants to be away from it all
I
by
already hate
himself.
it. I already hate it.
Nobody around for miles, right? He's up in the mountains, covered in snow. It's winter,
Okay.
Everything's blanketed in snow.
Ugh, gross.
And he starts feeling like somebody's there with him, right? He
feel
just
like-
feels creeped out about something, but he just ignores it because there ain't nobody around for miles. And then he gets up and he walks across his patio door, and it's one of those big glass sliding
Okay,
doors,
all
you know?
right.
And he
Fuck,
sees
I have one of those. Sorry.
he
I have one of
sees
those.
somebody.
Ah.
He sees somebody out there. He's like, "Who the fuck is that? Who is outside my house?" And he starts creeping out because he's getting closer, right? He's getting closer and closer, and it's dark. This is nighttime, right?
I'm triggered.
So he runs in. So he runs. He bolts and he goes into his bathroom, and then he saw the person had a knife in his hand, right? Yeah, as soon as he saw that, he bolted. He went to the bathroom and he locked himself in. Now there's somebody outside his bathroom door. They're jiggling the door. They're trying to get in. He's on the phone with the cops. He's like, I'm on the phone with the police. I'm on the phone with the police. And they're trying to bust in, and then he couldn't get in. Whoever was outside couldn't get in. And he stays locked into the bathroom until the next knock that he hears is the police. And he comes out, and he's like, there was somebody here, and they're saying, well, there's no sign of forced entry. We don't know how they got in the house because there's no tracks outside. There's no footprints outside. He said, but he was outside. I'm telling you, he had a knife. And then you hear one of the police women yell out, y'all need to come see this. Come here. And there's a window cracked open, and then you see footsteps leaving the house. And then she tells the guy, I think you didn't see him outside. What you saw was his reflection in the window coming up behind you with the knife.
I got goosebumps. I'm triggered.
Because there's no footsteps leading up to the house.
I'm triggered.
So this man had been in this house. This person has been in this house before the writer even showed up. So when he saw the person outside, it was just a reflection in the window. And he was kind of behind him with
How
the
do you
knife.
tell somebody this story when they live by themselves?
That's why I told you.
That's.
So you can close all your windows.
I'm triggered. I actually have an alarm system.
Doesn't that blow your mind? I would have shit myself.
I think I already did shit myself.
Um,
No, I mean I have this. Oh God, it's so ugly. So my sister lives where I moved in. It's like in the woods. Like my driveway is very hard to find. Like people can't really find it. So they're always like, oh my God, but it's off of Claremont.
right.
Don't stalk me. So it's in the woods, and so like I've always just hated that feeling. Like especially when I've seen like Scream.
Yeah.
So like when she in the beginning of the movie.
Movie or the series?
The movie, not
first
the
one.
series. Heck, the first one, yeah, with Drew Barrymore and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic. So the part where he's like turn on your back porch light or something like that, and so she turns it on, and so I have like that kind of like porch light in the background in the backyard, and so one time I accidentally turned it on. It just scared the shit out of me because like I always just imagine like this white face like just popping up.
I know what I'm doing for Halloween.
No man, never giving you my address now. Oh my
God! Throw rocks at
gosh.
your window and just sit there.
I'm just like, I mean, I love watching scary stuff because I like the adrenaline feeling.
Right.
But I just can't. No. Like no, because I'm one of those people. Like when I have anxiety, and like I feel. I mean, when I was in middle school, I used to get beat up by kids. I know it sounds really sad.
Do you remember who they are?
Yes. So like, he
No,
pops
joking.
one
No
finger.
violence.
Like,
No violence. There we go.
So it was to a point where like I have like an anxiety, like that. I told you I have an anxiety. So like I can't really punch. Like it gets to a point where like I can't breathe. So I'm like that's
slap fight.
Me
slap
like
fight.
fighting. Like I can't fight with like anything. I was in karate and like when I was younger I used to just like I was one of those people like I would join things and then quit it.
I'm gonna give you some life-saving advice though.
What?
Real quick. If you ever find yourself in that situation, you don't really need to know how to fight. You just know how to be fast. Not only do you need to know how to be fast, just make sure you're faster than your friends.
Okay.
Life
oh God.
advice.
Take them.
You know, don't be faster than the bear. Just be faster than your friends, and you're all good.
It's a good thing that I
But if you're by yourself, though, you might be kind of screwed.
Yeah, you might be screwed.
Yeah.
So always bring a friend.
Yeah, and just don't trip. Jesus, just don't trip.
That's something I
Don't
hate
trip.
about horror flicks. Like, I hate that about movies. Like, I feel like that's just the most, like, especially with movies. Like, I just remember I watched this one scary movie with my brother, and right in the beginning, like, a scary movie that you could just tell who the murderer is type of things. Like, just give it away.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning, my brother was like, oh, that's the murderer. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, it was the boyfriend or something.
It's always a boyfriend.
And, like, and then at the end, it was the fucking boyfriend. And I was like, I sat there and he's like, oh, he gave it away. So I started looking at movies more. I started scary movies more.
Right.
And I was like, it's something that the directors always like fail at, I feel like.
Right.
I mean, I understand like everybody loves to watch a scary movie.
Right. Well, there's always a formula.
Yeah, but it's
right?
to a point
There's
where
always
it's like
a formula. Again, it's usually more of the mainstream stuff that always follows the formula because again, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
You know,
horror flicks suck nowadays.
There's
some of them
few
are great.
good ones.
The
out
one that
there.
I did like was Strangers.
I saw Strangers. See Babadook.
No,
Watch Babadook.
I've heard it's good.
It's
on
good.
Netflix,
It's
right?
it's one of those. To me, it's one of those that I see it once and I gotta go. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
there are a couple that like I vibe with. Like Strangers was it was interesting to a point where like it was actually I found it was a true story.
Mm-hmm.
And like I kind of like those. I mean, I know that they make it more dramatic than it really was in the scene, but I guess like because like just like that can actually happen to you to a point where like you live in the woods. There's really nowhere you can go.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And like that's always been my fear. My sister lives in the woods. Not the one I'm living in now, but she lives literally in the woods, like seriously deep in the woods. I'm like, dude. Why?
What they need to do, horror movies, what I think they need to do is go back to its roots. Because right now, I'm just me. I can't be afraid of a big CGI monster.
Yeah.
I just can't.
That's whack.
It's just dumb. Number one. Number two, you don't have to show me everything. They show you the whole entire monster or demon or whatever in the first 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
You see all of it and you're just like...
Yeah. Or like, okay, there have been movies, like scary movies where like literally the first hour and a half there's nothing.
Yeah.
And then they show everything at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like the most wasteful I've ever
Well,
seen.
you just gotta find a
But they don't
balance.
suspense you. Like that's like I've seen Paranormal Activity.
I kind of got scared at that one.
Really?
Well, I'll tell you why.
The first one?
I will tell... Yes, I will... Yes.
Okay.
I will tell you why.
Oh my gosh.
Because
please.
I saw it at 2 a.m.
Oh gosh.
Completely pitch black. I was taking my depression medicine.
Of course. Oh, of course. Yeah, of course you felt freaked out.
I was taking...
oh gosh.
I was, very, very conscious about my depression medication. and I was watching it. I had no idea what I was in for, but then that just every time that came in, I just freaked the fuck out.
This is Mike during his approach to medicine.
Yep, pretty much. Well, you just hold on. You gotta add. Wait, ooh, look at that. Fate, as fate would have it. Look at the little green clouds.
I thought that was a butt for a second.
Look at the
like,
little green clouds. Yay, clouds. Ah, do you smell these?
Dead
Is it?
ass.
Do not sniff markers.
Oh yeah. No, it's
Did
bad.
I love. Oh, that got me like weird.
But hey, you can't say that, Lazlow, when they had specific markers.
Had
the smell
markers,
ones.
like the raspberry. You smell
Strawberry,
them. That
blueberry,
was
raspberry,
bad for
banana.
kids. Oh yeah.
I was like, look, teacher, I'm doing peanut butter and banana. Oh,
Yeah.
I actually did get in trouble
Those
though.
you know, my obsession was eating. Okay, as they were like this lipstick, like the little lip chapstick for kids.
I just got an
anybody-
epiphany, but go for it.
Like
I'll
little.
tell you.
Okay, I know it's gross, but they smell so.
But you know what? We're over here talking shit about kids eating Tide Pods, and look what we're doing.
I know, but the thing is, I didn't.
I used to snort pixie sticks. That was the fad.
What? You're
Yeah,
a weirdo.
back in the day,
Oh,
people.
no, that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing.
disgusting.
Everybody. I think it was around end of middle school or beginning of high school. Everybody's like, "Yo, check out pixie sticks," and everybody be like, "Oh,
It's
shit."
because like
Sugar rush.
you guys were too like broke to actually get like
Well, we
the
didn't
other
have
stuff. So
internet.
you guys are like, oh,
we
Pixie
didn't have
Sticks,
internet. We
easy
just
go.
did whatever we wanted, and we're like, "Hey, this seems fun." I mean,
But
you know,
at least the
you know
thing
what we
is,
used
you
to
guys
play?
didn't do it for the views.
You know,
it was
well,
real.
Yeah, we just did it because we're stupid.
You guys were just like.
Do you know what we used to
dumb.
do? We used to have pinecone wars.
I
At the
hated
bus
pine
stop,
cones.
everybody would collect a big old
Pine cones are
fucking
annoying.
mound of pine cones,
Let's throw them
and
at
then
each other.
on three, we just lob
That
at each other. We
sounds
would show up to school just
abusive.
scratched up,
I would-
bleeding and shit.
Oh my gosh, this is like really taking me back to like school days. And
Hell yeah,
like,
we used to play werewolf. Remember that
I've never heard of
werewolf?
werewolf. Well, how do you play it?
Basically, it's it's like tag, and if you get tagged, you become a werewolf, and it's the last person standing.
And I
And
think
you
that.
play it at night. You have to play it at
Oh,
night in the
okay.
dark.
Oh.
And then just imagine having a pack of werewolves, like your friends, just howling in the night, chasing you. Extreme tag.
I played what's that other? It's like hide and seek, but it's like something. It's like dark. It's like the version where like it's in the dark.
Hide and seek in the dark, I believe
Yeah.
is what it's called.
I don't think so.
I have no idea.
Is it called like man? I forgot something. I
have
forgot
no
what it's
idea.
called. I'm kind of pissed now. I have to. I'm gonna Google it.
It's called
It's bothering
avoiding
me.
murder.
Yeah, like I played it one time and I like fell over like a box or something, and it was like really depressing, and I was like, why?
So, do you know how we can solve this police crime, or not police crime, police issues in America? Do you know what we can do?
This is really intense.
Do you know what we can do?
What?
Here's what I think we should do.
Play hide and seek?
Get rid of the guns. Right?
Yeah.
Get rid of the guns.
No guns.
Give all the cops Nerf guns. You know, give them Nerf guns.
That'd be cool.
And then when you get busted, it's the beginning of extreme tag, right? If you get, that's how you police, right? It's like,
Okay.
all right, you're busted. You're thinking about it. You're gonna go for a run. Instead of getting shot, the cop has to catch you. If you get tagged, that's it. You're
I like
busted.
that.
You go to jail,
I
right?
like
Remember?
that. And if you
in
don't
the
get
park,
caught, then
if you don't get caught, then it'll make the police exercise more,
okay, yeah.
right? It'll make them sure that they're
I like
fit.
that because I think it would be efficient, very sufficient.
Yeah, and then
very
okay, and if you have Nerf
sufficient.
guns, but you have to. I guess there is. Well, okay, give them net guns, because obviously you're gonna have some
Oh
cheaters.
yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tag me. You
Oh,
tagged-
yeah.
you
Net
touched
guns would
my
be
sweater.
great.
You
Net
touched
guns,
my
like-
sweater.
like in
you
the-
didn't touch me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Little
and they're gonna run.
Spider-Man, like.
Yeah, net
Yeah.
guns. Just boom, net gun.
Yeah.
Tag. You're done.
I hate guns. I'm triggered by a lot of things. I hate guns.
I don't mind guns. It's just how you have to be responsible.
I understand if you have a gun for defense, as far
You
as
know what what are you gonna do when the machines take over? You're gonna give them foul language. I'm gonna need a gun. I'm gonna need a shotgun.
Put some hot sauce in their eyes.
Boom.
Yeah, no,
But right, wouldn't extreme tag for police?
extreme tech would be actually a lot of
You know,
fun.
criminals will have fun.
I wouldn't have mind being chased by a police
No,
officer.
and you know what? I'm gonna
during
start a
that
business.
time. Man,
And
that sounds weird.
this is probably a horrible idea for a business. But you know what? On the run training, I would buy, if I had unlimited money, I would buy 4 city blocks, right?
Holy moly.
And then 2 teams show up and have extreme cop and robbers. You know, so you have the team that are the cops, and you have the team who try to
That
get
sounds
away.
like it would be a lot of fun. I've always wanted to do the whole paintball thing where you
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
yeah. But I did. Okay, the thing is, I did play paintball in church camp once. Yes, I went to church camp. It was Camp
I
Westminster.
would own all of those church kids.
Yeah, we played like it was like Save the President.
Yeah. Man, you know what?
I
You know what
sucked.
you would.
I died.
I don't know if you would love, but it's scary. It's kind of like extreme paintball because I used to train with a SWAT team. I'm not gonna say who because I can't. But I used to train with SWAT team,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
used to do all different types of drills. And what they would do is they will do drills using real guns, like real weapons, real Glocks, real M4, like the whole 9 yard, M6, all of it. But the ammo is called sim rounds. It's a real bullet. It's a real casing, but instead of a ballistic tip, it's
plastic.
It's a plastic paint tip.
I've heard those. Yeah.
They hurt.
I've heard.
I would have to wear like layers of clothes.
Have you ever had like a
mask.
paintball shot at your ass?
Oh, I've had. Okay.
I have,
so,
and it was the worst thing because I thought I was hiding behind a tree,
Yeah.
and then I realized that like my left butt cheek was
If you
still
think
hanging
a
out.
paintball hurts, imagine a sim round
No.
from trained police. Anyway, so we would have to play the bad guys, right? Me and I would get a few friends.
Against a
and
SWAT
then
team?
Against a SWAT team. And then we would have guns, we would have flashbang, we
I
would have
felt bad
flashbang
for
grenades and all that. And then our
sucks.
job was to take out the SWAT team so that they get training to know what not to do. And then they would rent out like abandoned buildings. So I would be out there just taking out SWAT teams. And if they got hit, their captain would be pissed. Because oh yeah, you guys think it's funny now, but if this was real, I'd be
You
talking
die.
to your family.
Oh my god.
You know, so take it serious.
That's so intense.
Man, I got hit. I had a legit tank following me and breaking in through a warehouse,
Oh
and
my-
they would throw tear gas, and I'm
Oh.
like, "Get your mask on!" We had a mask on. We were just like, "Boom, boom, boom, boom." Ta, 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 ta.
Why does that sound like so much fun?
It was a lot of fun.
I feel like I would get a lot of pain.
It was
Yeah, I feel like I
very
would
painful, but
need
it
a
was fun.
massage, like an ice bath, like everything. The works.
And I had some, man.
I bet you had some bruises and scars.
SWAT team was mad because I had some plays because I was like, here, this is where Call of Duty comes into play, and like
Oh
all
my
those video games,
God.
right? Because I'll be like, I'll be
Oh
using
my
cover.
god.
I was behind his couch, and we made a distraction down the hallway, and I was hiding behind the couch, and then they passed the couch,
Oh my god.
and I got up straight out, dead president style, with two.
Bye.
Boom,
I'm
boom,
over
boom,
you.
boom, boom, boom.
Checked out.
Ah.
Can't.
Dude, I took out like half the squad. They were so pissed. The next round, I got
I
a
bet most
boot
of
in my
them were like-
ass.
I bet most of them were like, "Damn, we went through so much training just to like get
For this
killed by,
fucking
like, this
kid.
random guy."
But trust me, the next round, man, they took me out instantly. I had a boot in the back of my head.
Damn.
Man. But it was a lot of fun. So,
Sounds crazy. I'd be all about
but
it.
it changed the way I thought about life with guns.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, cool. I see the necessity for them, but I also see that there are different ways of handling different situations
Yeah.
where extreme violence isn't necessary. A little bit
It's
of
not.
violence is always good. Every now and then somebody needs a slap across the head. You know,
Yeah.
like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
But again, it's all situational. But for like little, like non-violent things, extreme tag. That's all you gotta do.
Exactly.
Extreme tag.
Like if somebody's like, okay, if somebody just robbed or something, or if somebody like I don't know is a weed dealer or something, is it really necessary?
No, you mean doctors?
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, it's
Doctors.
becoming so recreational now.
Medical providers.
Yeah.
Is what I call.
I don't
But
know.
okay, doesn't that blow your mind where it's legal in one state and then as soon as you cross the border, it's completely
Totally
legal?
not.
Like, well, I can actually talk about my depression medication in this manner because I went to Portland and I went to Washington. I went to all that
course
where
you
it's
did.
100% legal. So
know.
therefore, I can say what I'm talking about. I went to a dispensary and I was like a kid in a candy store. Because, oh my God, if you've never been, oh my God. Like, I walk in, it's like,
I'm not saying
"Hi,
anything."
welcome to the store. So what is your pleasure today? What are you
Yeah.
feeling? And I'm like, oh, I mean, can you just kind of run me through? Sure thing. Well, you know, if you want something a little bit more mellow, we have all these options. Here, smell. I'm like, this smells like it's in season. It very
It's
much
crazy
is in season.
how different it is now compared to like 10 years
Chocolates,
ago.
Mints, oils.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hi, do you want to buy a 5-pack of joints already pre-rolled? Like, wait a minute, what? I can choose my weed and there's a 5-pack? And I can just, oh my God.
They don't know how to roll.
They just don't know. And then
I'm dead.
here's a funny story, right? So we're again kid in the candy store. I walked out with like bundles, like I don't know what to do with all this. Oh, we went to a park, right? And we're in the park, and my friends that were there was like, "Hell, do you want to smoke now?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to smoke." But I'm still in Atlanta mentality where I'm like,
It's
This is me, this is
Yeah,
me.
where you're just like looking around. I've had a
"What are
bunch
you
of people
doing?
I know,
Like,
like,
what are you
yeah,
doing?"
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
You're like, oh, it's legal here.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
stop doing that. It's 100. It's A-okay. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm still trying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I see this old couple coming, like mid-50s, right? Good looking, like white couple, like white as white can be, right? And to us, when you
Suburban
see white people, you want to be on your best behavior. That's just to us.
Oh yeah.
That's just me though. That's just me.
No, I mean I
It's-
get it.
it's true, you know,
I get
it's
it.
true.
It is kind of
You
true.
know, because I don't want to get in
You're
trouble.
like, hello, my name is Cristina.
Hi, exactly.
I studied at
No
Harvard.
proper. Huh. I say. Anyway, no, but here they come jogging, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
they're
oh,
jogging
fuck. Yeah,
too.
they're jogging
They're
towards
freaking
me.
jogging.
So I'm like, oh shit.
Complaints retracted.
Okay, I know that this is completely off, but okay, I know this funny story. I saw this. You can get back to your story really quick.
Yeah.
But there was this. Okay, so you know how like the whole snow thing happened and everything.
Yeah.
There was this like newscaster and it was on Facebook and I saw it. It was hilarious. And this newscaster was like talking to this couple,
Yeah.
like this white couple that was
Right.
that was jogging
Right.
out in the snow.
Right.
She was like, so you guys are just like jogging out here? And they're like, oh yeah, it's good for air. Like it's so amazing. And so then they, and so the funny thing was she's like, okay, well, have a great night, guys. And mind you, it's like literally nighttime.
Right.
And it's
Freezing.
So the cameraman follows them jogging, and the lady slips and falls on her butt.
I
And so
see
the
this.
newscaster, you probably saw it, and the newscaster's like, oh my God, are you okay? And she goes, the lady's like, oh, I'm fine. And like they walk off, and I'm like dying at the
No,
same
me,
time.
I would have been swearing. Like, well, you guys have a great night. Beep, beep, beep. Son of a
I know,
beep, beep,
yeah.
beep.
Yeah, like
Are you okay? Hell, the beep, beep.
I know.
Yeah,
That
would have
literally
been
been me.
That would have been me.
Either that, or it just would not have been outside.
But hey, jogging is a thing.
all.
Jogging is a thing. We're tropical people. We need the jungle heat. I don't know about this cold shit.
I am not.
But
a
there is
cold
something to it.
person.
There
I
is something
walked out
to
with
it.
a scarf today, and it's like, and then I realized
It's
I was like,
Georgia. It's Georgia.
I'm so confused. So that's why I wore this, and I was like, okay, and I had a scarf and a jacket, and I was like, it's hot.
Yeah, at this time of the recording of this episode in Georgia, 2 days ago, it was shut down. The city was shut down because everything was under ice, snow, you name it. Two
Now
days
it's
later,
like
now it's like summer
weather.
heat outside. It's like,
Yeah.
why am I even wearing this hoodie? I always tell people, if you live in Georgia, in your trunk, you need to have
like a
an
bikini
umbrella,
and,
bikini, snowshoes, a hazmat suit, some sort of fire retardant type of material. You know, you want everything in your trunk because you have no
You know,
idea
wildfires and no, I'm just kidding. I don't even think
how
we
the
get
weather
those.
changes.
The weather
overnight.
does change all the time, and people don't understand that. I mean, it's beautiful. Atlanta's gorgeous. I won't even lie. We have beautiful
No, I love it.
trees.
It's a city in the woods.
Yes.
Because, like you said, your driveway is hard to see, but you're literally in the city, but it's a
That's
city
why everybody's
in the woods.
moving here. But anyways, come back
Too
to
many
your
people.
go back to
Oh,
your story
yeah,
about the
so,
couple. Yes.
Two joggers, they're coming. Oh shit! And they come by and they're like,
Right.
and they stop and they're like, top of the morning to you. How are you kids doing today? I'm doing great. They're like,
Yeah.
excuse me. They're like, that smells great. That smells absolutely delicious. Well, you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. It's a lovely day.
I'm over.
You guys have a good one. Y'all take care now. And they just keep going.
Oh my God.
Excuse me.
Top of the morning.
I know, like what? Like what part of
Because
like
it was morning. It was
Portland
morning,
did
and they
you
were
go
they were
to?
Irish. They were red hair and all 9 years.
oh my God. Yes, every time he meets someone.
Anyway, the thing was that they were unfazed.
They were happy.
They were supportive about it. They were happy. I think they were stoners themselves.
Probably.
But
They
I'm
probably
standing there.
smoked like right before they jogged.
Probably, but I'm standing there, sitting there, thinking, holding a joint in my hand, and this whole interaction just happened. This whole experience happened. But if this was just 3 days ago in Atlanta, this would have been completely different.
You would have gotten arrested.
I probably would have gotten arrested.
Yeah.
And it's
'Cause you're-
crazy.
you're not
it's
allowed to do
a
it out
certain
in public.
point of view.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because over there, they treat it just like
They treat it as if it's a normal thing.
drunk driving is down, violence is down, the economy is booming.
True.
I went to this amazing arcade bar where at the bottom floor it's
That
a
sounds
real
like
bar.
A lot of fun.
At the bottom floor it's all old school cabinet arcades like Pac-Man and Galaga.
I love that.
Some of the new ones, but it's very old school. And then upstairs it's all pinball.
Oh my God.
The upstairs floor is all
suck at
pinball.
pinball.
What was the name of this place? I forgot.
The
But
worst.
it's and if it's like wood floors, it's very Pacific Northwest, right?
Okay.
And it's gorgeous, and people are just outside and they're smoking. They're inside. Everybody, I've never seen a town or a city where everybody is happy.
Happy. Right.
I went to this place called Voodoo Donuts.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
It was so
about.
good.
I know what you're talking about.
Especially when you're high.
I think that they have it in LA too.
So, but I don't do that no more. I just do depression medication. That's all I do.
Right.
In Atlanta. But once I go to a legal state, it's 100%. It's all. Let's go. Let's party.
He's a good doctor.
Yeah, it's very good. But so, that was my experience in Portland. And everybody drives very slow.
Yeah, I heard Colorado's like that too.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's just aggressive driving. Very aggressive.
It's because the thing is, a lot of people aren't from here.
That is true.
They're coming in from other states now.
When people find out that I'm from Atlanta, they're like, "Really?"
They're like, "Oh, you're a native?
Are you
You're a
surprised?
native here?"
What the fuck? I'm a Grady baby. I'm
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Dirty ass Grady.
I'm a Decatur
sure it's
baby.
better.
I'm
I
a
think it's
Decatur
better.
baby.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Okay, so what are your what's your end game? Like, what does it all come down to? Like, let's say fast forward, you're already a superstar, you're already triple platinum,
Goals.
you've already done all that.
Goals.
You already done all that, right? You're in a point in your life where the
Yeah.
music career, you're known, you're established, you're making revenue, you got your royalties and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm in a position where I can do essentially anything that I want, whether it be music or not music, because I've gotten there, right? Where are you there, or where are you then? Like, what would you like to do if you had that?
My goal is
Yeah.
to. I think everybody my goal is to take care of my parents, and that's like I think that's like my motivation now.
Yeah.
Is because my mom's been in my life for such a long time. She's done everything
badass.
for me. She is
Chola.
a badass. She is a badass.
She's a chola. Ex-chola.
She's a tejana. That's totally different. You already know.
She's like, oh my god, Mike, don't tell people I was a chola. You a chola girl.
Oh gosh. So she's been in my life since forever, and just I think the last 2 years I've been doing a lot of things independently though. So I've been co-managing myself, in a point where and I think I've been doing it we've been working together as partners,
Right.
more than
That
just
is mom and
my
daughter.
mom just taking care of what I'm doing, because the thing is I know a lot about social media and
Right.
I mean I edit a lot of my own videos. I do a lot of everything that I do. I edit pictures.
Right. So it's like paying back for the hard work that she put in.
Exactly. And I have a lot of friends who, especially in Atlanta, I'm always like, let's work on something, let's collaborate, let's do this. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I have a lot of friends who are in the film industry and do photography and do music, and so we all collaborate at the same time. It's kind of like helping each other up.
Right.
That type of thing.
There is a lot of collaboration in Atlanta, I feel, but on the flip side, there's a lot of collaboration to, this is going to sound horrible, but it's a lot of collaboration to nothing.
No, it's true. There's a lot of people that are like that, and for me, I've always my end game. I started doing skits,
Yeah.
kind
Skits
of
are good. YouTube skits?
Instagram skits.
Okay.
And YouTube skits. Actually,
Okay.
I just put out my first YouTube skit today. And it was weird because I always usually just do Instagram skits, and so one of our Instagram skits got up to 1 million views.
God, I don't even know what that looks like.
Yeah, no, it was weird. It was
I got 36 likes, guys.
It was called goals. It was called Dating a Latina.
Yeah.
And so that was my main goal was to I was like, okay, so you have all of these people, these YouTubers and everybody, they're out here doing it in LA or Miami
Right.
or anywhere else, but not Atlanta. You don't have
Right.
it in Atlanta. And so about in September, we came out with our first skit, and it was Dating a Latina, and it got up to 1 million views. And so then we started popping out more of them, and then we kind of just took a break for a little bit.
Right.
And so then we just came out with this recent one. But mainly our main initiative is just to showcase Latinos in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
We exist. We're out here. Do you know what I mean?
Ton of us.
And there's a ton of us. You have Buford Highway. You got Duluth is filled with Colombians and
it's to me it's
everybody. The mecca
it's
of
Hispanic and Asian.
Asian. Yeah.
Top two.
Hispanic and Asian.
Because I grew up in Buford Highway when I was younger, and it used to be very American. Then it changed.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
That's funny.
there was a time.
Once upon a
but
time.
then it became very Hispanic.
Yeah.
Super Hispanic.
Yeah.
And then now it's very Asian.
Yeah.
You know, and Pleasant Hill. It's basically just expanding in Atlanta.
And I like
especially
that.
Gwinnett. Okay, so for those who don't know, if you live in Georgia or Atlanta, everybody says they're from Atlanta, but there's OTP, ITP, right?
Yeah.
In the perimeter, outside the perimeter.
True.
And I feel like ITP is basically the city.
Yeah.
OTP is on the other side of 280, outside of 285, and you have Gwinnett, Pleasant Hill, and all that.
I would say that I live in the perimeter now
Yeah, you're
because
ITP.
I'm right on Claremont. I'm.
But I will
right
tell you
there.
this.
But I'm also.
OTP is where the food's at. And I'm going
It
to tell
is.
you.
I'm right off the.
I'm going to tell you I have a theory. Remember when that bridge burned down?
Oh my god, that was
Remember
so
85 was closed down
weird.
forever?
Yeah.
That was very
Weird,
weird.
right?
But
Conspiracy
you know what?
theory.
I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay, tell it.
I think that there's a group in OTP, and I'm telling you, I see the reasoning. They burned that bridge down
That's intense.
because they're tired of the ITP people coming over here to Gwinnett and booking up all the good restaurants.
He thinks about this all the time.
It's annoying, you know, because I
like-
live in Pleasant Hill in Gwinnett. And I want to go to my Korean barbecue spot.
You know what's
that's
even-
delicious, and there's a bunch of ITP motherfuckers just taking up all of the spaces. And it's like, damn it, guys. So I'm telling you, I'm not the only one who feels that way. Somebody that lives outside the perimeter, burn that down to keep the IT people like, keep your stupid, fancy, overpriced, expensive, bland bullshit so we can keep all of our delicious minority food.
He's
Wanna
not a.
go get, tacos at your-
Hell yeah, Don Pedro tacos.
Oh my
Best tacos in the land,
gosh.
Don Pedro's. Just saying.
Sounds really good.
Hell yeah, tacos.
Oh god.
Because we're OTP
Oh,
ITP
God.
people. I mean, ITP's got some good stuff, but
I grew up in Alpharetta, so there was like,
I grew up a little bit of everywhere, but mostly
yeah.
over here in
I
Gwinnett.
I grew up. I was born in Decatur. Grew up semi in Roswell, and then I moved to Alpharetta when it was
Right.
Alpharetta, not Johns Creek.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Where do you hope to see Atlanta go, music-wise?
I hope it expands. I know that it is. It is expanding because a lot of the rappers and R&B artists that have been really like hot right now have
really
been
are.
growing out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
You got the Migos that are basically went to Berkmar.
Yeah,
They
skoosh,
went,
skoosh.
they went to
Skoosh,
Berkmar
skoosh.
High
I can't
School.
stop saying that. Skoosh, skoosh.
Oh jeez.
I'll be walking around the house. Gina, skoosh, skoosh.
Yeah, I mean, you just have all these artists, and it's really cool. I mean, but I would love to see the Latin scene kind of grow a little bit more here, you know, instead of having to go to Miami. But it is, I mean, it's semi-growing. I don't know. It's a little difficult to say. That's why I've kind of like, my music is very like, it has, like, what I've said in an interview before was that I want my music to kind of showcase my culture,
Yeah.
which is who I am.
Yeah.
But also like, you silly man.
Stuffing things.
But to also like, just like showcase like where I come from, which is Atlanta. So
Right.
R&B.
Right.
So like pop R&B Latin fusion.
Right. Pop R&B Latin fusion.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you have things in the pipeline that
I
you're
do.
trying to get
I
to
do.
put to continue, because right now Atlanta is being put on the map because of the film industry,
Yeah.
right? And the music industry has always been there, but the
Yeah.
explosion in the film industry has been
It's insane.
crazy.
It's insane.
Incredible.
Yeah.
where it used to be just a few people were in the know to be in a certain movie. Now almost
Yeah.
everybody that lives here at one point has been in something.
Yeah. Like
'cause-
all of my
yeah.
friends most of my friends are actors. They've been in a lot of the films that have been coming out actually. Like
Right.
what was that movie? What is it called? It's called not Baby. No, it's
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver,
I
right?
love Baby Driver.
Yeah, everybody from Atlanta is so proud to know that, like,
Yeah.
like the Atlanta police,
Yeah.
like, and it's just
There's
kind
so-
of
Stranger
cool. Stranger Things. My
Which,
friend was in one of the
music-wise, by
scenes.
Music-wise, by the way, I've always loved that style, that future synth
Yes.
sound. I've
yes,
always loved that.
Like, yeah. And I love how it takes back. Yeah, that's dope.
So,
That's
like,
dope.
when that series had that style of
God,
music,
they did such a good
like,
job
you know
with
who
casting.
Laserhawk is?
No.
Laser, like Lazer. Listen to Laserhawk.
Okay.
Right? Oh my God, that show will blow your mind. It's more of that. But there's what's that guy's name? Kyle Dixon and his, I don't know if it's brother. I think it's the Dixon brothers who did the music for Stranger Things. If you listen to the whole soundtrack,
They did a great
it's
job.
amazing. And then all those that music style to me is, I just love it because to me it's almost like a good soundtrack to life.
Yeah.
When I'm out like hiking or some shit.
I love it also because, like, the characters just are life to me.
Yeah.
They did such a good job with 11.
Walking Dead is in Atlanta. Like so many. Like I wasn't.
Yes.
I got killed.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard about yours. I've seen yours.
Those
multiple
episodes, the
times.
seasons have been out for a while. I can talk about my experience on set
He's
now.
been dead.
NDA expired. But yeah, I got killed a few times on The Walking Dead. I got to eat the horse.
Hilarious.
I got to eat the horse on The
Gross.
Walking Dead. I got to be on that tank in The Walking Dead. Rick shot me in the face. It was cool. And I
It's so
met
cool
all
because
of them.
isn't he from England?
Oh yeah, I met him the day in season 1. I was cast to be a hero zombie, and I always show up early to everything, but I was a little too early, so I went to Barnes and Noble to just read some books. You guys remember Barnes and Noble? There's books back in the day.
I was there yesterday.
Bookstores.
Literally
Anyway,
there yesterday.
But there was Rick. He was just sitting there by himself, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and I was like, "You're on The Walking Dead, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I love the books, and I'm gonna be on there. I think you're killing me." He's like, "That's awesome. I'll see you on set." And then it was, when I was
And
on
then he
set,
killed you.
we had to, go through everything, how I was gonna die. And I got to fall on my knees, like shotgun, blah blah. And then I met, so I met the whole cast, and I'm a big movie nerd. I met the guy that plays Daryl, Norman Reedus, right? I met him.
Yes.
And I've known him from Boondock Saints. That was one of my favorite movies. But when you're on that set, they have like a line for the zombies for lunch and a line for the actors. But at that day, he was in the same line as us. And I was just like, I bet you wish you had your rope. Because Boondock Saints. And then that was the first season. And then the kids, the guy that plays, his name is Chandler, but he plays
the boy.
Carl. But it was him.
Okay, Carl.
It was him, Sophia, the little
That's
girl
the
Sophia.
best meme in the world.
Carl. Anyway, but it was a girl that played Sophia, and it was the scene at the camp. And the kids were a little freaked out because like they had all these zombies and they're a little freaked out. And so I went over there and I was like, no, it's all cool. Because I worked at Netherworld, the haunted house.
Oh my God.
Those who know me, they know me. That I have scared you. I scared you shitless. And
What were you?
In Netherworld, I was
Yeah.
everything. I was werewolves. I was
You know what I
zombies. I
always
was the guy
hated?
out front telling
I
the
always
story.
hated the little bald chick who like always had
Dolly.
I hated that thing.
I love Dolly.
That thing
Shout
used
out to Dolly.
Follow me.
Triggered. So so I knew what to do when kids were scared. So I walked up to them. And I was like, "No, it's all good. Look, it's just makeup. It's all fake." And they're like, "Can I touch it?" Like, yeah, they were touching my face and all that. And the kid that plays Carl, I don't even know if he remembers it,
He's
but he
older
called
now.
me.
It's so
Yeah, it's weird because he was like that kid.
He
when I
was
met
like
him.
this when I saw, and then I
Yeah.
saw the recent ones, I guess,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, he's a little man. Weird.
It's creepy.
Not,
but then
not in a way where I'm like, oh hey,
but-
nothing like that. That's real weird. But like, it's just weird how, especially
Time
guys
flies.
go through like splits, like of just like, because my brother was this short,
it's
Tommy.
not fun. It's not
and
fun.
then-
It's not fun. Puberty is not fun.
Especially
for guys.
the breakage. Like, hey guys,
Like, what's going on?
I'm
Things
so-
that I love, I don't love no more. Now I like boobs. It's a confusing time. What is this? Girls used to be gross. Now I can't stop thinking about them.
I'm so glad that I never had vocal change. I literally think I've had the same voice since like forever.
I've always had this deep voice.
No way.
Yeah, even in school.
When
I
you
had
were
a
like
deep
7,
voice.
you had that deep voice.
I think so.
Lies.
I think so.
Lies.
I have a deep ass
My
voice.
brother had the smallest voice, and Tommy.
Yeah.
And he had the smallest voice.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm Tommy. Hi guys, what's up?" And then now he's like, "Yo, what's up? Yeah, it's Tommy." It's like weird how you guys go through that kind of vocal change.
Right.
Like he's got a freaking deep ass voice too.
Yeah, I want to do a voice
over
a
here.
voice show with me and Lazlow. We just voice like deep voice characters, and it's just the two of us,
Hilarious.
just to see who has a deeper voice.
Oh, come on.
Like I can.
I know. I think that Lazlow beats you in that. Actually.
I want to play a barbarian. Ah! Check out my axe of doom.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, I would love to be a
Major
voice
nerd
actor.
alert.
Somebody make that happen. I want to try out
Dun dun
for
dun.
voice acting. I'm telling you, I can do all kinds of stuff.
stuff.
Like, anyway, sorry. But yeah, okay. So you want to put Atlanta on the spot on the Latin market? Like, what do you know? What I want to see? I want to see. I want to see the day come back where there's music in the streets.
Yeah.
Like
I miss festivals and
not
parades.
even festivals, like just yeah.
Oh god.
Because that's always gonna be there. But like, I would love to have an experience where I'm just walking in the city and I walk into sound. I walk into
It's
music.
just like a musical.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. But like, I just want to see somebody out there doing music for music.
Yeah.
And then I guess street art, street performers and
Street
stuff like
performers are
that.
the best.
You don't see that too much.
In LA, you see it all the
Oh,
time.
in LA,
In
but not in
LA.
Atlanta.
Not in Atlanta.
Maybe I don't know. I don't see it.
haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I honestly don't think the city's like all about it. Like especially like I don't think maybe they just get taken off the street. You know what I mean? Especially the sidewalks. I have no idea, but I've never seen it.
It's always regulated to a festival
Yes.
or to like.
I mean,
a,
I do.
a
the reason
program,
why
whatever.
I do bring up festivals because like at one point we did used to have like Latin festivals used to be crazy here.
Yeah.
Like they used to be filled.
Yeah.
Peachtree Latino Fest was like insane.
Yeah.
You know?
They don't do those no more?
They don't do it anymore. Like
I don't know why.
they have like I've heard that they still do have like Peachtree like Fest, but it's not the same as like when they used to have it by that mural with like the whales or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, underground.
Underground.
Yeah.
And it would be filled with it would be a party. Like everywhere was a stage. I performed there when I was like 13.
You know what I think happened?
It was the radio station that shut down.
Not only that, and that has
a lot
part to do with what I think happened, is that everybody started competing with each other.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wanted to do their own festival, and then it started competing instead of everybody coming together and doing something big.
It was
and then it started. I think it started with like the Latin club promoters, because it became there was a time, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a time where it was fuck the other guy. I'm the one that you need to follow.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember.
And then everybody was always trying to outcompete each other.
Everybody's so competitive.
Exactly.
In Atlanta.
Exactly.
I feel like because it's just a smaller bowl.
Yeah, that is true.
And
everybody's trying to fight for this piece of pie.
Fights for like, but I've grown old. I've been grown tired of it, and I just like I think that there was just like, especially in my career, I've had like a lot of drama surfaced around, especially me, and just like me and other people, and he said this and she said that, and blah, blah, blah.
And it's just sad.
And I'm just like, you know what? I've gotten to a point where like that's why I kind of like did kind of take a little bit more time on myself and kind of what I was doing, because people talk, and I've gotten to a point where like one, you just gotta let it go through one ear and out the other, because it's just to a point where it's like it's all talk, because people are going to, there's always going to be one person who doesn't enjoy your success. Do you know
there's
what I mean?
always going to be somebody.
But there's like multiple people too. There's just like multiple people who don't enjoy your success. They're not supportive of it, and it's like,
you know what that is? Those are just people who are bored, who don't. It's a state of mind that they just can't get out of, because if they can't be happy, you can't be happy. How dare you be happier than me?
Yeah.
You know. They just don't have the drive, or they don't get the opportunity to break out of that mentality. But it's up to them. It's up to you. Trust me. Me doing this exact thing, us doing this podcast.
Yeah.
For a while, I was very hesitant to do it, because I'm like, who am I? Nobody wants to fucking hear me and whatever. But it's not about that. It's about, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
If it doesn't succeed, as long as you're having fun, just do it for you. Do it for you.
2018.
And then,
don't care.
guess what? If you do it because if you're doing it because you want to and you love it, people will see that and follow you. But if you're doing it to be followed, I feel people see through that.
If you're doing it to beat other people and like just do it for like selfish reasons, I feel like there's no problem with being selfish, like with yourself, as far as like loving yourself or just loving what you're doing and focusing on you. But then there's a point where like it gets to a point where like you're constantly trying to be like compete with everyone. It's just gonna fall back on your ass.
There's enough people in this world for everybody.
Because you're not gonna have genuine like friends. You're just gonna have friends because like, oh, this person can do this for me, because like you know what I mean, that type of. And I've met a lot of people here who do that, and I'm like.
There's a lot.
There's a lot in LA. There's a lot in Miami. There's a lot everywhere. But it's specifically like here, because like people, like I know people here. Like that's the thing. And I think just recently I've just dealt with like a lot of like, especially the fact that I don't even talk to people. Like I don't like my circle's very tiny. Like I don't keep a very big circle.
That's how it used to be back in the day before the internet. Now everybody thinks they need to have 5,000 friends.
Yeah.
In real life, it's like no. Like trust me, back in the day before the internet, it was like your circle was the people in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
That was it.
My best friend was my next door neighbor.
You know, all you really need is like 5 really good friends, and everybody else are just people.
And that's
that you know.
literally what it is. And I have like 5 really great friends.
Yep, because you can't please everybody.
Because no, you can't, and not everybody is going. And that's something that I've in the past, especially in high school, you always want to be like, I want 1,000 friends. Like you're just like that's your mentality. But then as you get older, and you realize that like not everybody's meant to stay in your life for a reason.
Nope.
And not everybody's your friend.
And then here's the other thing that I think that people need to try to understand. It's going back to the video game theory, right? Or concept of living life. Everybody's out playing their game.
Yeah.
Everybody has their story, right? Because I like to see life as a story, or like think of it as a book. My life's a book, right? I want my book to be filled up with as many interesting chapters as possible. And the only way to do that is to go out there and, have new experiences and go on adventures. Like right now, what this is another chapter in my book. So at the end of the day, when I'm all old and gray and all that, I would hope that if somebody were to read my book, my life, that is full of interesting things.
Yeah.
But if you're just filling up your book with nothing but negativity and, you're not doing nothing, it's going to be a short fucking book.
True.
It's going to be like that thin. I
Yeah.
want my book to be like this. And then going back to the whole video game thing, everybody's playing their own quest. Everybody's on their own mission. And then in video games, you always have characters come in and out of your story.
Yeah.
Right? You don't hate them because they leave you. You can't be mad at your friends because they don't hang out with you every day.
Yeah.
You have to remember that they're out there doing their
They
own
have their
thing.
own life.
And then, like with me, even like right now, I haven't seen you in forever.
I know.
It's been a while. But
Like 2 years.
yeah,
I think
probably.
I think you shot at when I performed Veneno at the Mexican.
Yes,
thing.
that's right.
Yeah.
But look at us now. I'm talking to you as if those 2 years, like
know.
if it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I
Yeah.
treat my friends. It's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a few years. Doesn't mean you're not my friend no more.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna get
no,
mad
that's
at you.
that's how I think about it too. Like when you hit me up, I was like, oh, okay, cool, because like I've known you for such a long time. It's
People
never
get so mad.
people like I've learned that I've always had best friends in different countries, not different countries, different states. Like I had a best friend in California. I saw her like once a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's all about like, you're focusing on yourself, you're doing what you got to do. But also like a lot of our relationship also in the beginning was mainly business relationships.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you always did my pictures, and he always did my pictures, and
I did a lot of the early work.
a lot of the early work. When I didn't know how to put makeup on and I didn't know how to wear dress.
But it was
so sad.
Those are great. I mean, I like them.
Thank
Those are great
you.
photos.
Thank you. I had
Um,
extensions in. I had like my weave. I had like, and oh god, I had.
We're gonna
like
have to
this-
revisit that. We're gonna have to revisit it. Like, we should remake the dirt face. We should remake those photos.
Oh my god, we should.
That way you can be like, oh, this is me then. Look at me now. Okay, so actually, you know what? I don't even know what time it is. How long is this?
Oh my god, we've been here for 2 hours.
That's what I love about this. So I'm just gonna finish it out. I'm just gonna we'll finish this little
That's how much we
topic.
talk.
But okay,
Isn't that crazy?
no, but this is what I want people to see. I want people to see how much fun it is to talk to a person
Yeah.
without your,
Phone.
people
like,
are forgetting that.
That's something that I think I've, and probably like the last thing, but people don't understand, like people are stimulated by your mind, like by talking.
Yeah.
And like whatever you have to say, and I've been in couple relationships in the past where like, it's, I'm a talkative person. People know this about me. I talk a lot.
Yeah.
Like I talk a lot.
Well,
And-
we'll make sure that you're a reoccurring guest.
Thank you. Thank
way,
you. Because
Constantly talking.
I always have something to bring up because I watch a lot of stuff. I watch
Yeah.
a lot I read up on everything, and
We're
I've
gonna
always
have to have a documentary episode and nothing but documentaries because I'm
Dude,
telling you,
I'm all about
hours,
it.
hours. I think I've seen every
I'm
single
all
one
about
on
it.
Netflix.
Have you seen the new one with Jim Carrey where he talks about Man on the Moon?
Perfect. Andy and I.
Andy and I.
Remember at the very end what he said? When he said, I wish people would become famous so that they realize that that's not the. Well, I forgot. I butchered it. But
He said
it's-
something. There's something at
so
the
they can
end.
see that it doesn't matter because you're not even happy. Even when you're at the
He said-
very
oh.
tippy top,
Yeah.
he wasn't happy.
He also said, "Oh no, 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 no!" And then at the end, he goes, "I wonder what would happen if I tried." Because like you know how he became so much like Andy,
Oh, it just phased out.
and he phased out, right? He said, "I wonder what would happen if I tried to be Jesus." Right at the end, and then they cut it off, and they all laughed.
Well, I mean, think about
And I
it.
was like, "That's
What
crazy."
if Jesus was just a really, really out there like motivational speaker?
Yeah, you never know.
You know?
You never
And
know.
then-
I mean, there are a couple of Jesuses out there.
I'm telling you, I have so many theories about all that. I'm telling you, I'm
I
sure there
bet.
was people just over on the other
There
side
should
of
be
the
an
wall
episode on
throwing
just
frogs.
like theories.
Like, all right, guys, as
Conspiracy
soon as I
theories.
drop this line, that's when you throw the frogs. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, that's intense.
You know, like, what if like it was just a bunch of magic tricks, just to get the people to believe?
Are we getting into religious talk? Don't talk
I
about
don't
religious
know.
talk. No.
I don't know.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we'll start wrapping it up.
Wrap it
up. Okay, so
You want her to plug whatever?
yeah, I was gonna say, so like, just to wrap it up, I had a great time talking to you. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that we can talk for hours.
I know.
But where are you at? Where can people see you? Where can they get the 41uno on you?
Okay, so I'm mainly on like Instagram and Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter. I mean, just basic stuff, but it's usually the same
Where?
URL
What is that?
at Cristy Quinones.
Chrissy?
Cristy.
Cristy
CRISTYQUINONES, and hopefully you guys have like something on the bottom that shows like,
Yeah, we'll put the little links
thing on the bottom.
little-
So
You will.
that's
so
where
what's
I am. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon,
Where
Google me.
Well, you got any plugs? You got any plugs that you wanna?
Oh yeah, I just came out with the song Pieces.
Pieces.
Spotify.
It's on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Spotify.
Excellent.
Spotify.
Excellent. Spotify.
Oh hey, my friend Tank says hi.
El Tanque.
El Tanque.
El Tanque.
El
Or
Tanque.
El Boss.
El Boss.
He's doing his workout thing, right?
Yeah, I've been going to the gym.
That's
I've known him
what's
for a
up.
while. Yeah.
That's what's up. I've been. Hey, El Tanque. I'm seeing you out there trying to be a bigger tank. I got you. I see you.
He's gonna be little. He's gonna be a
doing that
little.
tire
He's gonna be a
thing.
little Tanque soon.
He's gonna boom. No, he needs the rock out. You just rock out.
No,
bro.
he's gonna be buff. Like right
That's what I'm
before. He's
saying.
gonna be like
He's
swole.
big as a motherfucker. Anyway, okay, cool.
Anyways, yeah.
So that's a wrap, guys.
Wrap.
Thank you for joining the first episode. High five it.
I love it.
Cut.
I'm trying.
It's still going. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Let's just talk jibba jabba.
Oh,
Jibba jabba.
do you like my phone? It's so nice.